Right, to Spelljammer 998, session 12. Thank you all for being here today. Today in game is the 12th of Baracus. You did pass into a second month. Normally I get to read these things ahead of time, but tonight I didn't. So you guys, last session, went back to Sharn, went to the Diamond Theater where you met up with Cade Westwood, who eventually, after brief reactions to Zephyr's new leg, eventually brought you guys to your new abode, Mantis HQ, or the Hive, or however you guys are going to call that. A lavish manor where, with your new ship, the Ember Wasp. You guys got a full tour of both things. Pardon. And then, after a little bit of shopping and equipment gathering, you added some cages to the bottom of the ship and you purchased a capture orb to capture a creature. You guys took 2 quests off the quest board at Xeno Termination Ltd. You guys did have some conversation with Cyrilius, but it's somewhat extraneous information for this session. Took 2 quests, both fishing quests. You did catch some gray scabbers and have to look for a night scabber, which the capture orb is for. And then you guys made your way back out into wild space. Did some of this fishing and set on your way to the planet of Therendor, where Sly had told you he has hired you all as Mantis, as the Mantis organization, to investigate an anomaly out in the desert on this planet. And he described you that it was a barrier of some kind. That was nothing they had tried to been able to pierce it. It seemed to cause weird weather and droughts and things of that nature. And they had lost some employees investigating this. So they sent you guys to check it out. You guys skirted around another privateering hammerhead ship on your way to Therendor, before eventually making it there, witnessing some of the terrain effects this barrier seems to have on the surrounding area, before landing, successfully sleuthing your way to these, which you realize upon getting there to be a ruins. Before doing a little bit of investigating, Drix was able to actually uncover corpses of the big metal forge that you fought underneath the rock and brawl. And spot some very distantly in the horizon, before Echo breaks an arrow over the barrier to test it and stirs the guardians within, upon which you guys were swarmed with multitudes of undead snakes and one very large skeletal snake, of which you have seen in chat. You guys also got some cool equipment worth mentioning. You also made some gold, but it was party gold. Snide questions, snide remarks, reminders, tomfoolery.
I do want to get, since we have Hayden and Brandon and everybody on camera today, I do want to get a quick clip. If I could just get everybody to turn your cameras on and just say, "Hi, assholes," just for sort of the intro video. We have a little call out. We did one last week, but I'd like to get everybody in it so we can have all faces on deck.
Worth waiting.
This computer doesn't actually have a camera, so I can't do that.
Oh no! And you're the one we need. I was about to say I could splice 2 of them together, but rip. That's okay.
You can't get one. You can't get a recording of him on camera. There's at least one.
I mean, yeah, but I was hoping to have everybody say, "Hey, asshole." I might be able to find like a clip that's him and just superimpose it, and he won't be in the audio of it. But no big. Okay. Well, that's the only thing I had, so never mind.
Oh, I guess we'll have to do it then. Okay.
No, yeah, because he's the only one that wasn't here. Yeah, Brandon, you were here last week on cam?
I was.
That's what I thought. Yeah. All right.
Anybody else?
I was just going to say I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking astral plane.
I want to know how we're going to get through that barrier.
Bravo.
It's a good question, Brandon.
It is.
Oh, boy, here we
go. We got to worry about the snakes first.
Deimos like scale to scale with this zombie motherfucker. Like, I got more pressing concerns.
Goldbrand was here. He just headbutt it until he got through.
You're right,
like, it'll break eventually.
Oh god.
Eberron will cast Dispel Magic on it and alert the whole dungeon that they're there.
Dun.
Something he really did. I'll never forget. Or I don't know. I guess spell magic at a really bad time. I don't remember what I did, but it was not great.
But I was trying to remember. Oh well.
We'll remember it later. All right, first up, Drix and Echo, you're on deck. Randy, you're behind them. But first, a particular swarm of snakes. Oh, man. Okay. So, having made an attempt at Drix, and as Drix moves away, this swarm of snakes is going to swarm Demos. Being right there.
And they don't even. Do they attack, or do they just like enter my space and auto hit?
They inhabit your space, and they do have to make an attack. But they're just current. And really, I don't know exactly what that's supposed to do, except for maybe AoE attacks. Sorry, it's being done.
No, you good.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything to you to occupy your space, which I think is interesting.
But that's good because then I don't have to grapple to escape it. What am I?
Need
What
to
am I
turn this
taking?
stupid stuff off. So it did roll a 22 to hit. I'm sorry.
That's Oh, puppycock. All right. I'll take it. What you got for me?
Sorry, I saw 7 piercing damage. It was blue, and I wanted to know why. I just can't roll the right stuff. I've got to turn this off on y'all's turn. The dice on the screen are making me nuts. 7 piercing damage and 10 poison damage.
Ooh.
As you are swarmed, and it's not the bites that hurt so bad. There are a lot of them, but they're smallish snakes. It's the venom that flows into your body from this multitude of sources.
So
that's all they can do.
Give me 1 second. I just want to see if absorb elements works on poison. It does not. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Rix, and then Echo, and then Randy. I have to turn this fucking shit off.
Oh, hell yeah.
What you got?
All right. This big ass bone naga is exactly 10 feet away from me, so swing.
Oh, hard. Smacking.
Ah! So he's
Let me check that.
I'm glad you tried.
Oh, where is he? That does not hit. I'm sorry.
tragic. Well, bonus action. Fucking 4. I hate that one.
It was another 4.
Another 4.
Roll that like 6 times. I don't know. I just.
You should roll that like 6. We've done this before, but you should roll that like 6 times.
You know, I'm gonna do it a couple times.
I think we did it on the damage
Okay,
first
I don't.
time.
Oh yeah, see, look at that shit. I didn't even know it could go that high.
That was all.
But like,
That was all your good rolls for the whole session.
It's been
The
a 4.
first time, the first time is a correct roll.
Inconsistent.
Yes, no, unprobable. Yeah, the statistics on that's probably ridiculous.
I just wanted
RNG
to see if
says
it would
us.
actually roll something different, man. My God.
At least it does. Like, at least we know it
Yeah,
works.
right?
That's freaky.
Yeah, but-
I'm glad we're not the Mighty 4 or some bullshit. All right. Well,
The fumbling.
anything else you can do, Drix? The fumbling 4.
That's it. Swing and a miss.
Echo, what you got?
I think I can only wisdom save at the end of my turn, right?
Believe so. Believe that's correct.
Well, in that case,
I will double check that for you. Well, I'm trying to turn off these.
Are you paralyzed or?
paralyzed.
I'm
Well,
the paralyzed.
I'm pretty sure that don't pass.
We're going to double check for you real quick. I believe you are correct. Okay. Sorry, Echo. Randy, what you got?
All right. Also, everybody remember to take your 10 temporary hit
that
points
means
when you
Echo,
end your
you're
turns.
Oh,
Except for
bless you.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, 10?
Yeah,
me. I thought it was 8.
it was a
It
6
is-
plus 4, right? Or is it plus
It's
2?
one.
I think it was-
1d6 plus 4. Did y'all roll?
Yeah, so I rolled a 6, and if it's a plus 4, that means it's 10.
Yeah.
You can see in the notes the last
He
roll
did,
that I made
yeah.
for the last session was a 6. So
That's 6. Yeah, he's right.
Okay, sweet.
Echo, that met, so you did pass that save.
Yay.
But that was the
So-
end of my turn, though, right?
Mhm.
So I still can't do nothing.
No, but you're free to kick butt.
All right, let me
Randy.
take this net off of myself.
And take your 10 hit points, as Randy just kindly reminded you.
I cannot because I'm not within the aura.
You're correct. Okay.
Oh, which one's
Sorry,
you and
Could
which
I
one's Doppelganger?
use a reaction though? Should it come up?
Should it come up?
Was that a yes?
What do you mean? Should it come up?
I get a opportunity attack with my echo if something leaves its range.
Yes, because that happens outside of your turn. That would happen, yes.
Right.
You could do that.
All right.
Hi, Randy.
All right, Randy gonna swing on this the big boy.
Wait,
Dude.
is your aura darkness? Is that still up?
It is still up, and that's a nat one.
So
And now I
that'd be
can't see
awesome.
anything.
can you see through it? 'Cause-
Well, the
You
thing
can
is,
now.
the light,
The goob makes light now. A bunch
and
of
also, I guess, do I have to use an action to dispel that, or can I organically do that on my turn?
I think I put on the thing you can dispel it as a free action.
Okay,
I think
I'm
I'll put
gonna
on it.
dispel it because obviously at this point, I'm gonna assume at some point somebody yelled, "Holy crap, they can see us anyway!" And then I'm gonna drop that darkness because it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. Oh well, nothing you can do. Anything else you can do to bonus action.
Oh, my power just flickered. Heads up. I can bonus action attack, so I'm gonna do that. Oh my
Sit-
gosh.
Oh,
what?
wow.
Okay, we're
okay.
cursed. I'm done. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Get
yikes.
it out the way now.
That
Yeah.
is. Oh, I'll make one of
That's
those a
spicy.
16, bruh. I got you. 16 plus your modifier. I don't know.
Like, mm-mm.
Like I'm
Zephyr
a
about to
little
just
close
lay
to this
down and
thing.
let the
I probably
snake
should
eat him.
save that for something more critical, but take it, Lord. Like
I mean, it helps me because now I can use fancy footwork at the end of my turn to get away from it.
I like
Also-
to picture it as you
also
rush
get
up
sneak
to
attack.
swing, like still in the darkness, and as you blink, like with the light, like everything comes back into focus. Deimos like flails because the snake's right there, and that causes you to have to adjust, and that's what makes you hit. Fumbling fool.
Is that on the? I guess is that on the first attack, or it would be on the second one, I guess, because that's when he called it, right?
It would be
Yes.
the same, yeah. They're both
So-
Katanas?
Well, it's a
Well-
16 plus 5, so
Technically, one of them is a scimitar and the other is a rapier. I think you should
So
technically be
D6
making
versus
those
D8.
in the. No, okay. The mithril katana is the light weapon. All right, well, cool. It is the second attack. Technically, sneak attack would hit either time, just not twice.
Okay. I'll take it on the second attack for the sake of fairness. That's when he called it. It just that weapon does less damage, which is why I asked.
For sure, it is by design. That's why you can wield it in that hand.
For sure.
Look at you doing rogue things.
All right. Then I will use the rest of my movement now that I've actually hit something to say back over here to my little rocky rock, another 15 feet or so. Don't want to get
Fair
too
enough.
far away from our healer.
They can't attack you. There's a breakish audacity.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. That brings this this swarm here. Oh man. Zephyr, odd or even?
Oh god. Oh god, odd.
Odd.
Like me.
It was odd.
The
This
worst possible
swarm of
odd, though.
snakes- Yeah, this swarm of snakes, using its blind sight, swarms back forward over Goob. It's gonna make it swarm. It's bites on you. You're swarmed by these multitude of dead snakes. They attempt to sink their fangs into you. Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Okay, they
Goob
cannot
also
find
turns into
purchase
snakes.
through your armor. You are, and you feel them striking at you, but none of them seem to find the weak spots in your mail. And then it is Deimos' turn.
Real quick before we
Alright.
proceed, did we talk about the damage that he took at the end of last session?
No.
Okay. Let me double check my notes,
Okay.
but I think you took 19 damage as like the last sort of thing that happened.
Was that half though?
You're right. One of them should have been. It was the poison damage. It should have been halved. It was 9. It was 10 piercing damage, 9 poison damage, halved to what 4?
9 might no. So it was
The 9 was
10
halved?
piercing damage. It was 10 piercing damage and 19 poison damage. So it does come out to be about 18 damage.
Cool.
Okay, well that sucks, but
We just kind of threw you to the snakes, I guess. You know.
yeah.
Y'all,
that's
y'all,
appropriate.
y'all were a little jumped. Demos.
Okay.
Demos, now that he can see, is terrified of this enormous thing in front of him. I'm going to use my bonus action to Misty Step. 30 feet. Let me get up my... What is it, Q? What was the button tab?
Yeah, just press it once, though, or it'll make all the dots.
Mine's not doing anything. Did my thing freeze?
You do have to move your token like away from its original spot, so it makes like a little shadowy one.
Second. 30 feet. Yeah, right there. That looks good. Deimos is going to back up a good bit from the action there.
Backing up.
You did pass your save, right, Echo? You're no longer paralyzed?
Correct.
Okay. Since that was an action, I'm going to use my bonus action. I'm going to Ray of Frost the swarm on Goob. It's going to take... I have to make an attack roll. Blabbity bloobity. Schlibbity sloobity. Ooh.
Ray of Frost is an action.
Yes, Misty Step is a bonus action. Ray of Frost is a cantrip,
yes.
and I can
My
use
bad.
both. You're good.
My bad.
Gibbity goobity.
The way you said it, I was like, using a bonus action, cast Ray of Frost. That doesn't make sense.
No. I will mark off that second level spell slot. But yeah, let me give him the Frosties. Oh, great. For a whopping 1 cold damage.
I appreciate it still.
I think he does have either reduced speed or his speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. So hopefully we can maybe get away from it.
Can I just call out that there have been four rolls and 3 of them were 1s, by the way? No, 5 rolls and 3 of them were 1s.
Weird day, yo.
Deimos looking at that bone snake like, I'm going to look like that in 48 hours. Throwing a couple things in the side.
All right. It is now the Bone Naga's turn. This is probably the turn where shit either gets not so bad or really bad.
Bring it.
What are they going to do? Who nearby? All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. It's actually going to attack Echo's Echo because it's like right in front of it. So it's going for it. Does a 10 hit your Echo?
It does not.
Echo squared, as nimble as Echo, kind of backpedals out of the way. You guys watch as this massive, and I mentioned this last session, massive snake, skeletal snake with runes and glyphs and inscriptions carved on almost every inch of these bones, strikes down and misses. All I can do, I think, because that took its action. Zephyr, you're up. Goob, you're on deck.
Okay, well, I know I'm kind of in the back, but I also want to not be near these snakes at all. I don't like any of them. I guess seeing Goob, I'm going to try shooting off at this pile of snakes. Be a good friend. Be a good old chap, because I don't like getting swarmed by snakes either. So let's see. In my fear, I rolled a 19.
Zephyr going to carry y'all through this fight on his sheer terror for snakes.
That's 10 damage.
All right.
I think that's the first time you've maxed on that.
Nice.
Zephyr, you do I like to imagine almost like a linebacker backpedal. Stop, plant your foot, and just sidekick. You sling a Eldritch Blast out of your automail and blast this swarm of snakes all over Goob, and they are
part
not
of Goob
quite as
goes
many
flying.
on you anymore, Goob. It is nice that so many fell off at one time. Anything else you can do, Zephyr?
That is about it.
Heard. Goob, you're up.
One of
Okay,
these days I'll get
um,
bonus action.
What was that? Sorry, go ahead.
Saying one of these days I'll have bonus actions.
Oh, okay. What's this unknown creature after me? Which one is that?
That is the swarm.
Okay. Well, fuck. All right.
I think
Deimos
it's
is
slowed
the
at
lowest of
least.
10 hit points, right?
Yeah, I do have the 10 temporary, which helps a good bit.
Oh, that's
but
true. Okay, cool.
That puts
Oh, I
him
need to
over
add
half
that
health.
to myself.
Also, Randy and Barbara, you guys also get that 10 temp if you have not already.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to announce that. Okay. I want to make a judgment call here and not heal this round. Instead... Oh, damn. This is a really tough call. I think I'm just going to Sacred Flame the snake pile on me.
Fair enough. Jesus.
Goob just turns to lava.
Yeah.
DC 13 dexterity save.
That's a good roll.
That's a good roll.
You don't get to add anything
They're
to that?
fairly
guess so.
dexterous.
No, I would
lot-
have done that if I could have.
Yeah, a lot of spells and cantrips you don't get to add modifiers to.
I'm just trying to be
Random.
conscious, like not burn any extra slots until we actually
Is
really
that-
need those heals.
Is that half damage if they save?
I don't actually. Let's see.
Because they rolled a 15. Much more dexterous than I would expect a swarm of snakes to be.
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't say that they take half. I think it's just it doesn't work.
I'm sorry about that for him. It's hard. You're so busy backpedaling kind of away from the swarm that the flame lands in the wrong spot. Is there anything else you can do?
I'm not like entangled or anything, right?
No, you can leave its range. I think it gets an opportunity attack, but it's not grappling you or anything like that.
All right, and I'll just stay here.
Very nice. There we go. This swarm of snakes, it's going right back on Drix. It thought it had a chance. It got a hit on him the first time. What would you call it? Blood in the water is too sharky, and we're done with sharks for right now.
Blood on the sand.
Sure. Why would you do that? Why would you take that stat block away from me? Drix, you are swarmed with these skeletal snakes. You feel them.
Oh, no.
14 hit?
14 does not hit.
This time that you cannot find purchase on your carapace, as you are again crawling. Drix, it's your turn. Echo, you're on deck.
And once again, I'll swing at these snakes. The ones that are on me right now, currently.
Heard.
Bam, 16.
16 does hit.
Yeah. Get him.
5. Bonus action, 22. Oh, look at that. Damn.
Nice.
Curse of the
Nice.
4 is broken. Curse 4.
And return to the 4th.
So I only do a D4 with the bonus.
So that's actually a.
That's nice.
Oh, that's right. It is a 13.
So 13
Yeah,
total.
this is the
That's pretty solid.
snake hate train here.
So it's a crit and
So-
you max damage on that?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Nice.
We bitched about it. Real
Oh,
20 was
yeah.
like.
You got to put out in the
Fortu-
universe. If you bitch about shit, shit gets better. I'm telling you. It's
Unfortunately, it doesn't have quite the effect you were hoping for, but you do manage to reduce the number swarming you, especially the ones around these, your neck or your armpits or parts of your carapace that may not be as protected. Echo, what you got?
quick question on that.
Unless you want to
does-
move, Drix.
Sorry, quick point of order. Does the slashing, so both the slashing and the bludgeoning seems to have not quite the impact we want?
Yes,
Or is there one in
but-
particular? Both of them? Okay.
Yes, but his is still bludgeoning. Like, both of them are bludgeoning. I haven't fixed his.
Oh, I see.
His thing.
Okay. Even with is your Mithril gets a magical weapon? Does it have a +1? Okay.
Ooh, I'm seeing-
No. The mithril, the adamantine, and star metals are not +1 automatically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Well,
Alright, Echo.
Does that swarm
Okay,
attacking
add it to
Drix
this.
seem to be less than half of the snakes left?
It is not.
Alright, I'm going to come on the other side of the bone naga without leaving range and putting myself in the aura. Goob's
Okay.
aura. And use my bonus action Hex on the bone naga. That's the damage in addition to an attack. And I'll say, I guess a Dex, he will be at disadvantage for the Hex. His
Sure.
skill.
Sure.
Alright. And I will hit him with an arrow. I thought I didn't have disadvantage close up for something, but I don't know why.
Would be the sharpshooter.
sharpshooter.
I don't have it yet, so this would be a disadvantage. I'll hit him with the scimitar then. Try to.
Solid. Are you
Alright,
within 5
let's-
feet of him? Are you more than 5 feet of him?
Ooh.
I see. Okay.
Am I?
Nah, yeah.
I was right here. So was that 5? Alright, I'm 4 feet. Alright.
I guess you have to stay. You have to stay to keep from getting smacked.
Right.
Okay.
Alright, here's the hit. That is
It hits.
definitely a hit.
It better be.
Alright, and I'm going to use my Echo Fury that I can attack with him.
Okay. Hurt.
Here's his attack.
Echo over there
Mm.
handling shit.
Love to see it.
Also, that was 5 necrotic damage to both of these. So that should be 13 damage and 14 damage.
To both of them?
It says whenever you hit it with an attack,
Oh.
is how Hex is phrased.
18,
And-
27 damage. That's
And
Oh.
I'm going to use my action surge to do the same thing. Another scimitar attack with does a 12 hit?
12 is not.
And so I cannot. Well, it says whenever I take the attack action, I can take the echo one. Doesn't say I have to hit.
Deimos would argue if it is an echo of you and you use action surge, technically your echo used action surge as well.
Does a 13 hit with the echo?
It is not.
Oh.
Well, that was a waste of a surge, but all right. I guess I'm still happy. I did a chunk of damage to him.
It's a pretty good
Very
damage.
nice.
check.
And I will move my echo here between the swarm and the big boy.
Big boy.
Solid turn. Randy, you're up. Demos, you're after an enemy.
Okie doke. I'm gonna go for a repeat. I'm gonna swing up right here and see if I can hit him of my own volition this time.
Fuck 'em.
22. And yeah, I get sneak attack here. Cool.
You do.
All right. I'm gonna bonus action swing. Oh, another one. Unlucky.
Ouch.
And actually, I'm gonna stay put. I think that'll be it.
Hurt. Randy and Echo respond as professionals should. As Goob makes light, everyone kind of scrambles. Echo and Randy go to town on this bone naga that has popped up. Echo hits it with this spell. I don't know if we ever got to hear what color your magic was, Brendan. I don't know if we ever asked you. I think you weren't here that day.
For my hex?
Yeah.
We'll make it red. Like
Mm.
a maroon red.
Yeah, kind of maroon, almost like lightning, sticky lightning wraps around this thing, and Echo goes to town. Bones chip and shatter, followed by Randy's katana flashing out, and you see its spinal column chip. They go to town on it pretty good. And
Nice.
then who's B? I don't know. It's A, isn't it?
I think that's the swarmy swarm.
It is a swarm. I've just got to figure out which one it is.
I think it's the lower one because I think it was the one that hit me last turn.
No, it is this one. That one attacked Drix, and so it is A up here. Who? His turn. Demos, you're on deck. Goob, you're after that. But first, the swarm is gonna swarm you, Goob.
The swarm.
So I can't keep my freaking stat blocks right. I can't find the option to turn the dice off either. I'm about to lose my mind. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 does not hit. I'm built like a tank, man.
I'm about to say you've got a shield. Good for you. Again, Goob, you find yourself able to stand your ground as they, again, cannot find any purchase in any of your armor. You use your shield to kind of brush some of them off of you while you're, either like scrambling for spell components or busy with something else. You're just like, Demos, you're up.
Demos is gonna take a big old shit. No, I am only moderately terrified for my life. I think my number one priority is going to be slowing down the biggin. So I think I'm gonna go with my Rhymes Binding Ice. I can cast it at level 2. I need it to make a Constitution save, if I may.
Constitution save on the biggin.
On the biggin.
Con save. Did.
What did it do?
7.
7. That's perfect. All right. So his speed becomes 0 for the next round, and he takes 10 cold damage.
Okay. Becomes 0 for the next round. Wow. Okay. Hard. Let me make sure it's not got any resistances to cold. Then I think you've got that there. Good job. Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Who is unknown creature number 7? It's the Naga. I apologize. It was Demos, and then the Naga, and then Zephyr and Goob. I apologize for calling y'all stuff out of order. The Bone Naga, it's going to hit the panic button. Yeah, it's gonna hit the panic button. Let's see if I can make this roll from his character sheet. Oh, it can't move. That's okay. Okay. 5 feet wide. So... how would we measure this?
What are you trying to measure?
I think you can. You'll see. So it turns itself, hits the panic button, and breathes out of its mouth, cast lightning bolt. Right through here. Which will hit all one. Oh, it's going to hit Randy, Echo Squared, Goob. I think it can get Goob and Demos.
It's 5 feet wide. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that's
because
definitely.
it's not as thin as that line.
Yeah, it would hit all of us for sure.
I just can't make it roll.
I guess that counts as a miss.
Fair enough. So that was funny. Oh, you all have to make a dex save, please.
Oh, I'm not ready. Wow.
Oh, you were? No, you were not.
I'm sinking in the sand, I guess.
Is it R/ or /R?
Bro, we are not doing good.
Straight up not having a good time, yo.
See, I'm sorry, friends. Test roll. Y'all can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish I would see the damage. It's gonna be scary. All right, well, here we go.
Echo, that's for your Echo and not for you, right?
Yes, but it still uses my rolls.
I got you. I just want to make sure that wasn't you caught in the crossfire as well.
No, right.
Yep. Let's throw
And
this
my
real quick.
echo would not get the temp hit points, probably, right?
Technically, it ends itself in its aura. Is it a creature?
Yeah, it is when a creature.
I don't think your echo is considered a creature, is it?
It's an echo of a creature, and therefore by proxy, I believe.
Let's see.
Now you're calling simulacrums.
It says it's a magical,
creatures.
translucent, gray image of me.
Yeah, it's a spell.
Okay.
Hi.
Well, he's
So
just
here comes the
dissipated.
first. Yeah, here comes the first set of D6. Here comes
Here
the
comes the
second
pain.
set of D6.
Ooh.
Wow, feast and famine. So that's 30 damage total.
Deimos
Jesus
passes
Christ.
and is resistant to lightning, so I'm only taking 7, if my math is correct. Half to 15, then half to 7.
Heard. Randy, you only take 15. Zephyr and Echo, you both take the full 30. Goob, you take half, 15.
Okay.
So glad that I've got temporary HP.
Yeah, you want to
Wait,
talk
Zephyr.
about that temp HP?
Zephyr's
lit.
not in the. Zephyr's not in the blast. Zephyr doesn't take anything. Zephyr shouldn't have rolled earlier.
Heard.
Am I not technically in the blast?
No,
Nope,
it's a straight
straight
line
line.
from Randy
Oh,
to
it's a
to
straight
Deimos.
line. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was.
Wow.
not straight like Zephyr. Straight like straight.
Oh my god.
Jeez. Speaking of Zephyr, it is your turn.
Narrowly avoiding getting zapped here, I guess.
Thanks for
I'm
the
gonna keep
lightning.
going. Well, shit. I feel like the immediate danger here is against the healer, so I'm gonna shoot at those snakes again.
Sure.
With a nat 20, because
Wow.
I fucking hate snakes.
Can get it, dog.
It can
Ah,
eat
get
my dick.
Solid. This time, Goob, the same, I think you said purple and cyan before, blast of energy incinerates a fair chunk of the snakes. You are significantly less swarmed. You feel much better about the remaining snakes trying to find a crease in your armor. Zephyr doesn't have bonus actions, so Goob, what you got?
Okay. Well, I do think it's appropriate that I start healing now. Okay. Who's hurt the worst? I'm down to 6. I think it might be me.
Pretty sure it's
You
you.
and then I'm 10.
Okay. All
You're
right.
down to 6? Is that including
Yeah.
your temp HP?
Well, I had. Oh wait, I did this wrong.
But see, I think you only took 5 actual damage. I think you're at 16.
Yeah. You're right.
Still not good for your health pool when being the healer, but
I was
No,
going to say, you
Okay.
still need
so
to heal
Deimos-
yourself.
Here we go.
Gotta take care of number 1, you know? Give yourself a little self-love. Give yourself the goob touch every now and then. I'm just...
Yeah. And I think that right now though, it's not the time.
I just
Good
goof
for
myself.
Time.
It's good for you. Don't believe the propaganda.
Okay, so did this
For
one
you.
die or is it still alive?
Which one? I'm sorry.
The
one on
with
the-
snake piles
It
next
is
to me.
still alive.
Okay.
is
They're
it
really
like
into you.
critical? Bad?
It doesn't look great.
Are the snake swarms also bone snakes?
Some of them. Well, they're zombie. Undead.
I
bones.
see.
Undead swarm snakes.
I gotcha.
Thanks,
Okay.
Matt Mercer.
Thanks,
Um,
Shirky.
I am going to cast Healing Word at 2nd level. Oh fuck! Come on. All right. Well, there you go, bud.
That's to you, yeah.
No, that's to you. I was gonna give it to you.
Oh,
You said you had
thank you,
9 left, right?
10, but
10. Okay.
I mean, I'll gladly take it. Thank you, sir. You do. That's your bonus action, so you still have an action, by the way.
Just can't cast a
Oh.
spell, but you can
Yeah,
cast
see.
a cantrip.
Or beat the fuck out of.
Yeah. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if I'm gonna take
You-
it. I
so
don't know
it's-
if I want to move though.
Sacred Flame is a cantrip, and you could either attack with your mace or cast Sacred Flame, or I don't know what other options you have, but those are 2 of your things you could do with that action.
Yeah, I think I am going to cast Sacred Flame because I do believe my. Yeah. Hmm.
13. But I ask. They are very dexterous. It is weird.
I mean, they're snakes.
Yeah, they rolled an at 20.
Ah, shit.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Well, I still got my 10 hit points back. Everybody else do the same if you've ended it recently.
Do they seem scared at all of the holy fire since they're zombies?
Not in this campaign.
Would you say they have disadvantage on such a check?
Afraid not. Sorry, your miming is very appropriate. Okay, top of the round. This one down here, fighting Drix. Fighting Drix, correct? Yes. This one, biting Drix, however you want to call it, is gonna do its thing. Drix, here we go. Getting swarmed by snakes in the desert. Drix is used to this. It's fine.
Oh, that's fine, yeah. It's a Tuesday.
Does 15 me?
Tuesday.
Oh, 15 does not hit.
Oh, okay. They cannot find purchase on your carapace again this time. Drix, you're up. Echo, you're on deck.
Alright, swinging back on the snake swarm. Bam, for 23.
Mm.
Mhm.
Get it.
Fuck the snake swarm. 6. See here. Hold on a second.
You gonna use that bonus
What?
action attack? You're gonna do some ass with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that bonus action. She's in. Dang, there we go.
Is that the
There we
second
go.
crit in a row with that?
Yeah.
Making up for those
It
4s,
is.
dog. So that's total of 12?
Total of 12. Did it double it for him? It did.
It
Interesting.
did not.
And with the
Technically, it's a total of 6.
I'm saying that. Oh, because half. Oof.
Would you like to move Drix, or are you good?
I'm gonna add 3 more with the psionic strike with the bonus action, and then that's it.
Ooh, heard. It does take all 3 of that damage. Okay. Drix, you also at this point, after working kind of hard to get it, are much less worried about the number of snakes attempting to find a weakness.
Yeah.
Echo, you're up, Randy. You're
Less
up.
swarmed is always good.
Alright, bonus action. Manifest Echo. About right here. Just check. Oh wow. Did it.
Oh, no.
Just making sure he's
did-
within 30 feet of me. He is. Alright. And I will shoot an arrow at the swarm on Goop.
Infinity feet.
I see that. Solid shot.
And I would like to use a flame arrow for an additional 1d6 damage.
Okay.
So 2 fire damage, 11 piercing from a +1 longbow.
That's magical damage because it's +1 longbow.
And 2 fire damage.
Fuck yeah. Neat. Goob, Echo, Echo takes a couple steps forward, and you watch him draw an arrow. And I like to imagine there's almost like this little metal patch on your pants leg, and he strikes the arrow on the patch, draws it back, and lets it fly as it breaks in cinders over you, and the rest of the snakes on you are either wounded, burned to death, or straight up killed by the
Elijah,
shrapnel, so to speak, of his fire arrow.
listen to your mother.
As Echo cleanses you with fire. Pretty
Thank
neat.
you so much. Those are becoming quite a problem for me.
Looks fucking real, though.
Not no more. That's
I
all I
guess
have on my turn.
Randy, what you got?
All right, I'm gonna attack this dude, and I'm gonna booming blade it.
Gonna booming blade.
23 to
Ooh.
hit.
Roll damage.
And that's 20, and I think I get sneak attack either way. So,
You do get sneak attack. How'd you like to do this?
ooh. So you mentioned earlier there was like a little chip, like in his sort of where his spinal column would be.
Mhm.
I think that I sort of recognize that, and so I'm going to do what like a bug-like rogue would do, and I'm gonna try to run up his spinal column and then leap into the air and with both hands just smash the katana down into that chip, and as I do, sort of slide down the side of his body and twist it so that he just sort of snaps in half and crumbles, and I'm gonna like land in front of where he is, and I'm gonna turn around and look at everybody else and be like, "Did y'all see that?"
Show off.
You
Bravo.
are so cool right now.
Yeah.
And Drix lets out like this insect predator screech.
Victory screech.
For sure. No, okay. That was cream of the crop from Randy.
Mm.
Enjoyed that very much. Anything else
I'm
you'd
a
like to do?
sneak attack.
I guess since that guy's dead, I guess I'm gonna try to go help my boy out, even though I know my attacks won't do quite as much. And use my movement, and I guess I'm gonna bonus action swing on this little swarm of snakes.
Okay.
Oh,
I've been
12.
swarmed by things this whole campaign, man.
I have you. Some of it's because you're standing up front, but that's also your job. I
Yeah.
sympathize.
I rolled a
12.
12. I assume that doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
Oh, by
Sorry.
the way, it hesitated on the 1 for a second before flipping over, and if it would have been a 1, that would have been my 4th 1 tonight on attack rolls.
Well, the dice gods are against you all tonight, but that's okay because it's Demos' turn because these snakes are dead.
So before I do this, does it appear as if there's any other activity inside the dome? Do we see any other movement or hear anything else approaching?
Oh, good time.
I'll say you would have to use your action to make a perception check to look through it.
Could I
To
use a
kind
bonus
of
action
weird-
to take a glance?
Sure, the DC will be higher.
That sounds fair enough. A solid 4. I believe we're in the desert.
Your
but I'm not
eyes
quite
flick.
certain.
Your eyes flick over, but you're so fucking terrified you don't even know what you saw. You go like this and don't even.
Accurate.
It's like you go to look and chicken out.
In that case, I'm going to use this wand of magic missiles. I think I'm going to pop off a 4th level magic missile. So that is 6d4 plus 1.
Spelljammer.
16 points of damage to those little crusty motherfuckers on Mr. Drix.
Is it 16 or 15? Is there some that I can't see added to that?
Well, no, it's 15 plus 1. It's
Oh,
64
I see.
plus 1.
Oh, that's.
Or wait, or do I get to add plus 1 per? I don't think that's right, but I hope it is.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, excuse me. That is. Regard 16 is just enough. Similar to how Goob was cleansed with a fire arrow, Demos draws up. He's becoming not a bad wand slinger and blasts out this arc of, like, I like to imagine these kind of silvery rays of light, streaks of light that manage to blast the rest of the snakes off of Drix.
I like to imagine, like, as he's like swinging around and fighting them, like the bolts are coming by, and like where they won't hit him through the trajectory, they're just hitting the ones like on his outline, just because they never miss. So it just.
As you guys vanquish your.
I don't know why I just
serpentine
pictured
foe.
Deimos doing like the Disney Channel mouse ears around Trix and Gordo.
I need that. Dun 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 dun. Oh lord. This is Deimos Delacour Grimoire, and you're watching Haunted Mansion. Stay tuned for Bone Snakes.
Exactly.
As the round comes to an end, the corpses fall to the ground. The bone naga finishes its descent to the ground. Its bones and stuff not crumbling, but as it falls apart, the runes and glyphs glowing on it dim and die. You see now, not painted, but etched into the bones of this creature. The barrier behind them fades.
Interesting.
No longer existing.
Can Deimos make a check to see if he can identify what language or script those runes are in?
Sorry, Brent, freaked me out. Look for a second. Freaked me out. You can. Make an Arcana check, please.
Yeet.
Sorry, I'm trying to get to this thing so I can delete it.
No, you're good. That's a big 16.
Okay. You said you want to know the language.
Yeah, see if I can identify anything about the language, the script, anything about the origins of this, if it's native to
With a
this region
16,
or-
I'm going to say that you... Can you tell me the language you speak real quick?
I can. I think I do have something that gives me... I think I could cast Identify it. Or, no, I don't know if that's right. Hang on.
Comprehend languages or something, but what
Languages, Celestial, Common, Draconic, Thri-Kreen.
Okay. I would say with a 16 and speaking Draconic, you can identify it as a supremely ancient form of Draconic. Illegible to the way you know it now.
Would Deimos know anything about, like, the Naga... Is it Naga who are the snake people?
Yes.
No. They look like that. Nagas do, but they're not the name left me. They're not Yonti.
Thank you. Okay. Ancient
Does this
dragon
weird
text.
tower thing in the background seem to be doing anything?
It is not. You can see now, Echo, while Demos ponders that this does seem to be a ruin. There is much stained glass spread around the kind of interior of what used to be a
Yeah, you can
building.
hang out here just as long as you keep it down.
Broken stained glass, a somewhat large pedestal, and sitting atop of it a innate, maybe basketball-sized object. You, being from Eberron, would recognize it as an orrery. How would you like to proceed,
I'm
Mantis?
also interested in this giant purple crystal. Does that seem harvestable at all for booty, or
If you would like to try,
Speaking of
or would like to
harvesting,
ask, or would like to ask someone else to try?
if we
Is
think
there
we're
any-
not gonna be scrapping before? How about this? Before we leave, I could cast Shatter on it, but I'll hold on to that spell slot for now, just in case. Oh, I'll also squeeze my pearl of my pearl of power to get a spell slot back.
Eagle's power herb.
I actually keep that in a pouch on the front of my belt, so I just reach down and squeeze the pouch and pearl of power.
All right.
Squeeze
Demos
in your
bundles himself.
During the short downtime we have here, did we determine how many charges it takes to use Pass Without Trace on that shadow globe?
I fixed the. Is it fixed for you if you go look at it? Because I went and checked it the other day and it looked fixed. It takes 2 to do Pass Without a Trace and 1 to do Darkness. I said it the wrong way around, and it was for some reason I wrote it the wrong way around too.
That's fine. I'm just remembering that we did see the tin men off in the distance. So I'm going to go ahead and use the last 2 charges just to toss a Pass Without Trace around me for the party.
That's
That
an
way-
hour, right?
I don't actually know.
At least an
Less
hour.
than an
I remember us using it in fucking Strahd to cross the entire city. Like,
Concentration up to 1 hour, yeah.
I will also. I forgot to mention. This is my fault. The Bone Naga was emitting a very eerie singing sound I mentioned last session, which also stopped when it died. Want to throw that out there because I forgot to recap it.
eerie singing, like voices or just like tones? Like, was there a language there or no?
With your Arcana check, you gather it was Draconic.
Since I speak
Singing
Draconic, would
in-
I have
It's that same on it. A form of Draconic you cannot understand. So ancient that you couldn't make it out.
I see. So it's not like knowing Spanish and reading Latin. Like I can kind of figure this out, but
No,
no.
it is. And I would say from your Arcana check, that's the biggest thing you take away. Like this predates any form of Draconic you studied.
Fascinating. I'm gonna gather up a bunch of bones.
Okay.
If we should get in there and check stuff out in that tower, or should we get the fuck out before our company arrives?
Company?
There are figures on the distance, yes?
Oh yeah. I think we got time.
Do we have a rough idea of what their ETA, like how far away would they seem?
I don't
Anyone
think we
that wants
came.
to could make a survival check to determine how far they
Let's
think
see.
it is.
I don't think we came just to destroy the barrier. We want to know why the barrier. So
Yeah, he did want to know the
I'd
source
say-
of it, and I'm going to provide some of these.
let's be quick.
So I will say that technically that's all you were paid to do is knock the barrier down, but I'm not trying to discourage you guys investigating more.
I'll roll just because we need. Nope.
Drix
won't.
having lived in a desert, I'll give you advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, like a true Fremen. Drix tells you guys that he guesstimates them to be anywhere between a day to a day and a half.
I refuse to believe Drix used the word guesstimate, but I'll accept that Cordo might have said it.
It's a good word. Sue me.
Well, then
How
we
long?
are definitely.
I reckon they'll be here in a little bit.
I don't use the. Screw that. I'm not using pass without trace anymore. Also, how did we see them if they're that far away? You've got eyes, man.
The desert. It's flat.
Yeah, big flat desert.
That's not true.
I perceive.
Is the whole planet flat too?
Yeah. There's a lot of
planets are flat.
biodiversity on
Don't you
most.
know, Randy?
Oh, stop it, Divas. Most planets have multiple biodiversity. Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Since we have to
Okay. Let's do it this way. I need Demos and one other person to make checks of your choosing to see how long it takes you to dismantle pieces of the bone naga for Demos to take with him. The rest of you are free to look at whatever thing you would like while they're doing that.
I was gonna say.
I've
if
got
I
a
could
+4 in
somehow
nature.
I was gonna somehow get one of those poison glands if possible. So I
Excellent point.
was planning on staying with the bone naga. I got a +4 to sleight of hand.
I mean, I got a +7 to acrobatics if you want me to try and skid around this thing and figure out what we can rip off.
Fucking
Yeah,
crab
Zephyr
walking.
probably wouldn't want anything to do with it, to be honest.
Could I use an Arcana check to try to pick up the parts that have the most, seem to have the most importance or the most, talking rune-wise?
You can help whoever's doing the physical part of it. You can tell them this is important, this is important, this is important.
So I could give somebody advantage but not roll on my own?
No, you can roll on
If-
your own. It's like you're gonna
I
help
see.
them, so
Okay,
you're
I
not
gotcha.
taking as long. You're directing them what you need.
21.
Oh, Demos identifies immediately parts he believes to be critical to whatever's written on it.
The ribs barely have
you
anything
doing?
on them. Get the skull, goddammit.
Exactly. No. Yes. 100%.
Wait, so am I
Echo,
rolling
you-
yes or no?
I rolled the
Yeah,
sleight
but-
of hand.
Yeah, 21.
Hey.
Does not take. I mean, it takes maybe an hour and a half for you guys to. It is just made of bones. Separate it from its torso, and kind of I'll even say that includes getting it back to the ship, and
Does he
you
get
guys
the-
getting back to
does
the
he-
site.
Sorry, does he
Poison
get the
gland?
poison gland because that's what he was looking for?
Do they have them?
That's
They
around-
pumped
that's
poison into us, so
But they're
Or is
magical
that
creatures by
magical?
nature.
Okay.
Like
for their
they,
fangs or whatever part of them is magical.
they don't have any biological parts left, so like the
That's what I was
glands
afraid
wouldn't
of.
be there. You guys do have 5 poison glands from the Neogi.
Okay.
You can do turn to whatever end you may have been envisioning. But
Can
I
you get
can't
some-
see these having. You
Okay.
could get some cool bone parts if you
Let's
wanted.
say, can you
for-
get some
for
like naga
weapons or
tooth
jewelry
arrows or something like?
Ooh.
I want whatever I can get off him.
Okay, Devin. Remember, Naga parts. I will get you guys a list of Naga parts this week.
It's a very traditional Thrycreen method to, after slaying something much larger than them, to scavenge as much as they can from its corpse.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I like that kind of thing. It's just hard sometimes to think, or I don't know. It's hard. It adds a lot to the game sometimes. I love it. Not. It's hard to prep, I should say, because you never know exactly what.
I feel like Randy would have tried to get the Naga's reproductive organ to hang around his neck. You know, like a double hooked bone.
Oh god!
Or
A very
something.
specific bone, yes, that's what I'm looking for.
God.
It's okay. I just realized I said that wrong. Not hard so much as I don't want to add a metric fuck ton of things. There's already the crazy weapons and et cetera, but it's cool. I like it. You guys, anything else you guys would like to do? The world is yours. You can go. You can investigate the rest of the ruins. You can leave. You can.
How big do the ruins seem? Are we talking just the one tower?
That is a pedestal. There's technically no more buildings.
I see.
The best you can tell, this could have been the top level of a building. Everything else seems buried in sand. You don't actually
God.
see any other buildings around you. It is rather sparse.
I mean, let's take a peek. Can
Is
we
it
look in the tower?
Is it a library?
I was thinking the same thing. Like, Wan Chi Tong in this bitch.
What are you referring to as a tower?
the pedestal. You said it was the top floor of a building, so there's probably
Could have been, for all you know.
could have. Well, I want to pop in and take a peeky.
So you are able to walk all through this area. Again, mostly shattered glass. The best that you can tell, this may have been at some point either a place of religious worship or perhaps a place of magical practicing. There, by the glass, the walls look like there were. The amount of glass gives you to think there was a lot of open windows. And
Deimos
again,
will take some time to chant while he's doing this. Cast Detect Magic. It lasts for 10 minutes. Just if anything pops off. Because I'm using a ritual, it doesn't cost a spell slot, but I'll drop that in chat.
okay. The only thing that's magical, the only thing that would register with your detect magic is the orrery sitting on the pedestal. You
What
get a
nature
type,
of magic?
You get a type, right? Yeah, nature.
Yeah.
It's very odd. It's not like anything you've ever detected before, but it seems to be primarily divination.
Since that's my specialty, can I try to make some type of check to see if I can identify what its purpose was? Because I'm a divination wizard.
You walk up to it.
I don't like the way you asked that. With a group, I assume, but...
If you all approach it, you can see that it is also inscribed with runes.
Also the draconic ones, or...
No, these look much different.
Do we make a check to identify?
Well, right now I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to give you extra information for a spell. Determine what it's for.
I think I just...
So instead,
I
you
do
don't
have identify, but I haven't cast that.
So instead of, you don't know what it's for exactly, but your detect magic is, you can identify that it is not only supremely ancient, but alien almost.
Aliens.
It's not like any other kind of magic you've detected.
In that case, I'll take a 10
It's
minutes to cast
dank.
identify.
It is dank, for lack of a better term.
Dang.
Y'all opposed to my echo going up to it?
Yeah, identify is a touch spell, so I would very much like that.
So Echo brings it to Demos. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think he's checking it out for us. Oh, I have I send Cuckoo with him.
Okay. Echo, do you have your Echo remove it from the platform?
Huh?
Remove it from the platform.
What does Echo Squared do with the orrery?
Starting to feel like this is disaster.
He
in the
checks
word.
for traps.
Do I see a window, a door? Nothing?
What do you mean?
Like a way in. Am I
This
misunderstanding?
is
what
a
this is?
yes. This is a pedestal, so it is just a stand.
So we don't
With-
actually
and-
see any of the entryways or what would potentially be entryways. I see.
I'm just confused why there's stained glass on top of the sand. Like, was this a dome around this turret kind of looking thing?
Very astute. It seemed to have been probably in the ceiling or the upper levels of this room, where these ruins are.
So there's no windows, but we see on those.
There is no
walls.
ceiling. I guess maybe I should have clarified. There are only these walls. There's no actual ceiling left above it.
We see
This
window
is-
slots where these windows were.
Yeah, where these breaks in the walls are. Some of them could have been windows. Some of them could just be where the wall has deteriorated.
I see.
This ruins is so old and so buried that these are really just 5 or 6 feet walls sticking up out of the ground without a roof. Like that is still a very open space, and it's not even inside. Previously, it had been covered by the barrier.
So I can now tell what this is on top for sure. We know
Yes.
it's a turret.
It's an orrery. Orrery. I'm trying.
What does that mean?
An
It's like
observation
a-
center. But check
Yeah.
the telescope.
It's like a
okay.
globe. It's like a globe, but it has in Eberron they have like Eberron in the middle or the sun in the middle, and then all the planets that orbit it on the contraption, and it spins around. I've got a picture of it. Hang on, I've got a picture. Of this.
I would look through and see what it's pointed at with my echo.
Oh, it's not. It is a globe. It is not pointed. That is a telescope. A telescope token. That is my fault. I apologize.
Is this a thing we
It's
talked
like-
about? This isn't one of the star chart, like the navigation things.
It is in Eberron. It is in Eberron. They're used to keep up with where the planets are in relation to Eberron.
Put it back.
Does
on the
this
ship.
seem to be
Or I
a
guess to
modern
the side.
map? Does it seem to be much different from our understanding of what we would see on our ship?
No, you can see all of the. Yeah, you can see all of the planets that orbit Eberron. Excuse me, I'm going to make the sun the center of the universe because space physics. You can see all of the planets, including Eberron.
Interesting. Follow-up question: how big is this motherfucker?
Basketball sized, maybe a little bigger.
So is it an orb or is it like a disc?
It is
Like,
it is a sphere.
I see.
Let me make this picture work.
I can cast spells through my familiar. Cuckoo will curl up upon it and cast Identify.
So the only difference is this picture has it on a stand like a globe, because obviously how else would you hold one if you were going to use it? How else would it move? Oddly enough, this one does not have a stand. It is just the ball.
Ponder the orb.
Let's see here.
Well, it's been 20 minutes trying to figure out whether or not this thing's trapped, and then we're just gonna pick it up, and he's gonna be like, "It's a regular ore. You take it back to the ship." I don't know what to tell you.
Do I learn anything from Identify?
Give me just a second. I need to make sure there's not any there's not any cap on that, right?
I don't believe so.
It doesn't cap
You
at
choose
like
one
a certain...
object you must touch through the casting a spell. If it's a magic object or some other magic-infused object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn what spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, that doesn't apply. Reveal to me your secrets. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
You are up to no good. I'm not really... Alright, I'm just gonna do this.
Oh no.
Fuck it. I'm gonna start with just Demos.
Oh no.
It's
do you mean?
it's a lot of information.
I would
Demos, you
likely
are
relay it.
bombarded. Why did it do multiple of these things? Hold on. Let me see if... Oh, no, it did do it. Sorry, it's trying to grab the image, too, for some reason instead of not just letting me grab. Instead of not just grabbing the text, I don't want to hit y'all with too much shit. All right, boys and girls, congratulations. Demos tells you all that you have discovered
Since the dawn of time, this orb has kept track of space and all the
You guys have discovered the first orrery.
First orrery.
My message is too long. It's being uploaded as a file. I'll chunk it up, I guess.
10-10, Ben. 10-10.
Would y'all mind if I... I need that on a t-shirt, please.
Sorry, you said the final or the first?
Yeah, I'm going to do the first. Here.
First.
I just realized you don't have to get every single bit of this. So here is the important highlights. You know, I didn't know that... I didn't expect that spell to be able to do that to this kind of item, but after reading the spell, I guess it can.
Oh, great. I broke a campaign.
You didn't break.
No, I know.
Y'all just learning some shit.
Artifact nearly This is an artifact nearly as old as time. The orrery was created specifically to navigate the user to the gravity... I thought that said clown. Gravity crown. Anyone may attune to the item and use it, but doing so could take a deadly toll if done recklessly. The orrery requires a massive amount of power to use. Only the most powerful of spellcasters can use without the aid of dragon shards or other form of magical fuel. A level 20 character... with access to a 9th level spell slot, may wield it as a magical focus. The orrery floats around the user, and the caster's spells may originate from it. The orrery will expand proportionately to the amount of power provided to it, seemingly without limit. The more powerful the orrery, the less dangerous it is to use, with the exception of suffusing it to magic.
I'm changing that because it's supposed to be drenching it in magic.
So
we're taking it, right?
Oh, fuck.
We're not giving it to anybody else, right? We're not telling anybody.
Indiana Jones gets the golden idol, like, oh, that's pretty. I'm really glad I came and saw it, and walks away without it. No, fuck no.
It belongs in a museum.
Just so I understand this, so it says the level 20 character may use it as a focus. After that, it says it floats around the user, and the caster's spells may originate from it. Does that mean that you have to be the level 20 character to do that, or anybody attuned to it?
No, you have to be a level 20 character to use it in that way.
We have something we can't use. He wanted to buy it from us, which is great, but...
Probably hella bank.
It better be. If not... I think it was optional to sell what we find, so I mean...
He was pretty clear that he wanted the chance to examine anything that you all agreed or you and him all agreed could have caused this. He was pretty clear y'all were going in after something. He just didn't know what.
I don't know. I still don't like Slab very much. And my thought is, like, if we have a blorb that could literally cause natural disasters, I don't think I want him to have it.
It's a dangerous artifact in the wrong hands. Deimos has found his fucking one ring over here, like, polishing it. I guess I'm not even at it yet, I guess. After finding out what it is, I will approach... Or wait, can the echo pick stuff up? It's physical, yeah?
I don't think it can. It's magical and translucent.
Can
but I can do stuff from its location, and I can swap places with it.
Can
I could...
Can Cuckoo roll it? Familiars are physical entities, yeah. They can't attack.
Yeah,
but...
I mean he can go and push it off of the thing and roll it across the sand.
Devin, did you ever have the old mouse that had like the ball at the top and you roll it around? I want Cuckoo to be like the little holder on that and just like, you know what I'm saying?
What if this is some sort of trap? Like I said, I can sort of teleport using my echo.
To it.
If it does.
You could switch places with it, is that what you're saying?
Right, and then run all the way back outside of the walls relatively quickly. And I could teleport. Like, I can send my echo 30 feet away. Actually, 45 feet away, I think. And then teleport. Switch places with it.
Oh, wait, I might have Mage Hand? I do not have Mage Hand.
Because I feel like, where's the lobster? It's a trap.
No, yeah.
Where about what size is
Akbar.
it?
About
Basketball.
size of a basketball.
Like
That's
I
what-
could
I can
even
move it about-
instead of
I can move it about 30 feet, but
That
running all the way
magically.
back to you guys, I could teleport outside of this wall. I'm assuming the trap would stop outside of the wall.
What's it gonna be, Mantis? How would you like to remove this thing from its pedestal? You have several options, it sounds like.
Have we physically examined anything around the actual? Like, we know it's a ball, right? But like, is it sitting on top of something? Have we examined the area around it to see if it might be like a depression
It's-
plate, or like there's wires or anything?
You may check for traps if you'd like. That is an investigation check. Huh?
I guess we can all do that. Yeah.
I could
Technically,
use
only
four.
2 of you could do that.
I think
Mine
we're
is-
the
I don't
only
have
ones that
any-
have eyes close to it.
It is a perception check. I was wrong.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm very
Perception is
I'm very
not my
perceptive.
strong suit.
My perception's also
Eesh.
garbage, so.
Yeah, never mind.
Drix and Echo, to the best that you can tell, there does not seem to be pressure plates, strip wires, nothing attached to the orrery, nothing funky scattered around the pedestal.
I'm thinking
Let's
take a canvas bag.
well, let's start with this. Before you approach it, let's have Cuckoo knock it, like roll it, and just see if anything happens when it moves it.
Before you do so, let me put my echo over here, and I will go here, so that way, if something happens, I can immediately. What?
Let the echo be there. Well, I was thinking if it does boom, let the echo be the one to take the boom instead of you. When we move it, it does trigger.
Okay, and then I'll just run really fast, pick it up, and
You
teleport
could-
out.
I was about to say you could run around the wall, have the echo there, and then if you need to poof in, see?
Okay, so I'm gonna go here. Is what you're
So
saying?
now it's the echo there. I'll
I can
move
just
it.
bolt.
If something goes boom, nobody gets hurt.
All right.
Let's do this first though. Let me give guidance before you move up there.
What is that?
Get a plus
Uh,
D4.
Yeah, here, I'll just send it to VTT
Or-
as well.
Might be
Temp
D6.
HP.
No, it's a
No,
2
guidance is-
ability check.
Okay.
So just in case, I don't know, we might need to
So if you have
do
to make like a
something.
sleight of hand check, you can add it to
Yeah.
it, and you can choose when to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I came
let me roll this real quick.
around the wall this way,
Oh,
so Goo patted me down as I was making my way around the wall.
That's good
Making my
clerics.
way downtown.
Making my way.
Walking fast.
All right, and I get a 3 added to my death save.
Well, I've got spare the dying. We'll be okay.
All right.
Does Goob also get back out of the?
Yeah,
The
I'm
walls.
definitely gonna get back
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
All right, let's
So-
go, Cuckoo.
So Cuckoo moves the ball. Does anything boom?
Cuckoo knocks the orrery. It rolls off the pedestal and lands thump in the ground. The
Shatters immediately.
the crystals towering above you all begin to glow this brilliant magnet. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. Nothing happens.
Nice.
All right, I'm still going to teleport to my Echo's location, canvas bag it because I care about the environment, and then teleport back out with it in a bag. I don't want to actually physically touch the thing.
Echo, like a professional, scoops it up, blinks in, scoops it up, blinks out. Nothing happens.
And I run
Um,
and give it to Deimos. I don't want it.
Do we have a bag of holding? I'm also a little afraid of it.
You don't have a bag of holding, but it's not hard to. It is already in a canvas bag. You can put it in a backpack, wrapped in things, etc., etc.
Before I go, before Cuckoo goes, can I get a glance at the stained glass, and see if I can identify what might have been, like what imagery would have been present in them? Dragons, snakes.
Make history.
History? Okay.
Yeah, make history check.
With
What's the,
advantage because
put pieces
Draconic
of a
Prophecy.
puzzle. Pieces of a puzzle together check.
Being a learned man, Demos could hazard a guess that it is either draconic or serpentine ancestry. Maybe from looking over the pieces, you could gather that it could have been a Yuan-Ti civilization. It could have perhaps been a lizard folk or draconic civilization, but it's difficult to move kind of apparently, from what you can gather, a serpentine-esque civilization, but it's difficult to nail down the genotype, race.
Interesting. Well, I believe we've got what we came for, and then some.
Yes, we should get the hell out of here.
Those guys are still a good ways away.
Yeah, I think all this together, even with y'all being a little timid, only would have took a handful of hours.
And oh wow, and the ship is close, yeah.
Yeah, so like 200 or 300 yards. So
I'll cast one of these big old. I'll cast a shatter spell with a second level spell slot. Go ahead and try to. Oh wait. Oh, I don't have it prepared, but it's in my spell book. Let me look at that to make sure.
Oh, so you can't break it that way.
Well, no, because we said that I have all my spells all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in my. I do know the spell. I just didn't prepare it this particular day. So I will.
You said that spellcasters, I guess most particularly Hayden. I hate the fucking prepare a spell bullshit. I think it's dumb. So if you want to cast a spell you don't have prepared, just cast it. I think that rule's stupid. The end.
Heard.
So shatter and grab some of them crystals. Do we know what kind of crystals they are? Amethyst.
I was going to say, add to your inventory desert amethyst.
Desert amethyst, nice. That sounds like your vibe, actually. Get you some rose gold and desert amethyst jewelry, looking like Sly in a week.
I'm about to say Sly's going to be like, "Did you pick up something good?" No, he's going to know.
Do I have a value on? Any idea of like a quantity or value or anything?
I'll get back to you on that. I'll either add it there or I'll put it in my spreadsheet, and then when you ask again, I'll know what it is.
All right. Well, unless we have any other business here, I suggest we GTFO and maybe catch ourselves a big old shark on the way home.
Sounds good to me.
As Devin panics at intermission.
No, I literally all week was like, they could do this or that or that or that. And that's one of the few things that didn't cross my mind that I should have absolutely known was
Dude,
shark.
You got 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, it won't be bad. It is break time. That won't be hard to get ready. Anyway, y'all take a break. I'll see y'all back in 10 minutes.
Eat.
10.
Thank you all for coming back. Welcome back as you guys make your hike to the ship, back to the Ember Wasp. Excuse me. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you leave the ruins site and/or the planet of Therendor? All right, you guys.
Anything else
lift
to
off.
do? Come on, be merciful.
I mean, nothing that I planned for you to do.
There's
but
nothing
that
else
doesn't
I
mean
wanna
there's not things to do. You guys lift off in the Ember Wasp back up into the atmosphere of the planet of Therendor and begin your trek home in earnest. It is a month back. Anything you guys would like to do in the interim? So, because you guys have mentioned it already, I'm going to assume are you actively hunting for a night scaver, or are you guys going to see if you stumble across one on the way home?
I think we said that the ball would only hold it for 24 hours, so we want to find one like in the
Near the
immediate
rock.
area of
Of the brawl.
But I think the plan was at least to casually hunt for more shark to drop off for the bounty on the way back, and maybe if we manage to hit a night scaver somewhere in the vicinity, then we do.
use a gray scaver as bait.
Oh yeah.
Are they carnivorous? Will they eat their own kind?
We get a long rest, huh?
You do get a long rest that night, actually, after you leave. So you all hit that long rest button as you start your journey home.
Hit that like and subscribe. Smash that bell.
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
say?
Comment your favorite snake we fought below.
Which Naga would you bone?
Same episode. If we're fishing for comments, Oh man, I'll start thinking some stuff. It'll be great.
Oh god.
If you made it this far in the video,
What's your,
comment
what's your
below.
favorite movie that Devin's never seen?
That's even better.
I was like, no, to prove you made
alright,
it this
well.
far in the video, comment on my wardrobe change below.
Me having
Wait, are you going to do that every time?
No, but it got super hot in here, and I was like, I gotta lose sleeves, man. I can't do it.
I did that the other
Things are
night. I
bullshit.
took a t-shirt off and put a tank top on. I was like, it's fucking hot.
I'm not going to lie. I got so used to you not having sleeves that I didn't even notice you had sleeves earlier.
It was an illusion. They were never there.
That is the default.
Schrodinger sleeves.
Shadow sleeve jutsu.
Bro, look, he's got a sleeve right fucking there. You see that shit? I mean, come on. Clearly, sleeves.
Thanks. All right.
Sleeve.
Do you guys want to hunt for gray scabbers on your way? To the rock? I see. This was the skill challenge last time. I will need another skill challenge, please.
I'll do the same lightning lure arcana bullshit,
Interesting.
but I will not do nearly as well.
I see that.
Acrobatics flipping around the ship with Randy.
That's my plan.
Yeah,
Acrobatics, baby.
y'all going crawling again?
How about
21.
I was gonna say, can I use
12.
nature to like best prepare our bait and determine the best place to cast lines, so to say?
Sure.
Innate nature knowledge here. Space nature.
Can Zephyr use a performance check to recite some of his poetry and see if it depresses the sharks enough to where they're easier to catch?
I think I'm
Why
better
not?
off with the nature, Joey.
Sorry, I'm trying to open a window with my foot.
I'm actually on like this power high from killing the fucking snakes. So like Zephyr feels on top of the world.
In fact, regarding that, well, I guess I'll wait till after this. But
12.
how do we do?
All right, I need one more.
Amos, Echo, Randy, Zephyr,
Goob.
Goob, or I guess.
By my reckoning, y'all are at 2 passes and 2 fails. Whoever
Somebody's
rolls,
gonna
roll
break the
well.
ice.
Yeah.
It didn't go through.
Oh, technically, I would have 2 new portent.
Harpoon it.
Oh. Also, DM, may I make a request?
Hmm?
For my portent, since I have this fancy thing, can I roll 2 dice into it for my portent? Bloop. All right, that is an 11 and a 13. I'll move that a little closer where you can see that. Bloop, bloop.
Terrible.
Well, so can I make that 12 the 11 to make it the 16? Or actually, let's make it the 13, make it 18 total.
I don't think you can do the
Sure,
13.
might have
It's
passed.
history. It's a history check from earlier. It's not part of the skill challenge.
No, the content check. I'm
you
saying,
make
can I
it-
use the 13 I just rolled to make that a total of 18?
Oh, I see.
Try to give us another pass.
You can.
Yeah,
It's,
okay, I'll mark that
your
off.
ability does. Heard. You guys with cool. You guys managed to gather somewhere around 30 night scavers, not scarvers, not night scavers, gray scavers,
That's it.
and gather them up in your cages. You guys go into it very confident this time, but this a little deeper into wild space, things are a little bigger and a little more unruly. But you do manage to gather up about 30 of them, 30, and as you make your way, I will say this is between where you are and the rock. Excuse me. And you guys will, I'm assuming, want to look for the night scaver within a day of the rock. I changed the thing to 48 hours. You have 48 hours to before the capture orb pops.
Wait, hold on. We're supposed to be getting it back to Eberron, though, right?
But we can go to the rock to teleport to.
Yeah, we talked about this.
And then you don't have to fly the other 2 weeks back.
Or we could just teleport back.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to spend 2 more weeks flying back.
I thought you would say we would have to spend 2 weeks to fly from Eberron to there because both of our ships are up here, but I got you now.
You know what we didn't know is talk to anybody about this bounty to verify, I don't know, that they had a way to contain this giant, terrifying Shark, if we just like teleport a freaking Pokeball into their backyard and then show up and half the town's destroyed because they didn't have any way to handle it?
I'm sure if they're looking for that type of creature, they have some type of preparation. Would I know anything about the Sharnbarn or the? I'm trying to remember what was written on the bounty board. It did mention either Sharnbarn or yes.
Like history
Would I
check.
be aware of history? Do I have advantage because I'm looking through the visions of my past lives? 17.
You don't have advantage, but it wasn't a very high DC to begin with.
Cool.
The
Petting
Sharnbarn.
zoo. Disgusting.
Well, with 17, Demos knows that the rumors of the Sharnbarn began as a petting zoo, a somewhat decrepit tower in one of the lower districts, which eventually you, through hearsay, learned a group of adventurers eventually opened a pet shop when they retired. And with that history check, I would say that you're vaguely aware they made their coin somehow working adjacently to the Dark Lanterns. My pizza collie.
I believe that they would have the facilities or the means to contain this if they have put out such a bounty for it. Be a waste to pay for it and not be ready. I can't speak to how reputable the owners are, but
Here's the not fun stuff. I need 2 people to make a perception or an investigation check to determine how long it takes you guys to locate one of these night scabbers. This assumes you're within a day of the rock.
My
Hey,
perception
plus-
+3.
I also have a +3.
I got
Anybody else have
+4
anything higher?
perception.
You say a +7? Jeez.
He said +4, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, +4.
So, Randy, anybody else got anything higher than a 3?
I'm at a 0 on both.
One.
Yeah, Randy and Zephyr, why don't y'all take the...
No, you
Take
don't
the
want me to
spear
do
on
it.
this.
I'm at a +0 on everything.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
not Randy, Drix and
Okay.
Zephyr. My apologies.
See, perception.
Do all Throckgreen look the same to you?
No, I knew it was coming, and I was doing my best
No
not to make a joke.
Wow.
I had to throw it back at you while I had the chance. Wow. Okay.
Can
you
I make?
guys spend.
Can I make Drix's an 11? So that's a 15.
Okay. You guys spend about another day and a half. So for Devin, 2 weeks passes. A day passes.
Do we
Halfway
have-
through the second day.
Do we get another rest or no?
I mean, you're already fully rested. You
But,
would have several rests in that time. 2 weeks passed.
Yeah. Then I get 2 more Portent.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
a
was
20.
confused for a second, but
20 and
I
a
see.
14. Just want to make sure that's visible. Bloop. Okay. Sorry, continue.
No, for a second I was very confused, but no, there would have been several rests. Halfway through, after that, 2 weeks and a day, about the halfway through the next day, you guys do discover, and I know the map I'm about to show you guys has a bunch of asteroids, but it is more like you find an abandoned asteroid, not an asteroid field. Whereas you're kind of rounding this rather large asteroid, you, as the ship comes around the side of it, you see, not off in the distance per se, but, you know, a solid couple of 100 feet away, a massive scabber.
Oh boy.
Much like the ones you guys have seen before. We're going to try this map out. If it doesn't work, I have other plans too. And backup plans.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah, these are not what scabbers look like. I'm sorry. Quick tokens make, you know. Anyway, massive scabber. So scabbers only have one eye. They look like those gray and brown ones I sent you guys pictures of a couple of weeks ago. But this one is, of course, black, and it is huge. Meta-wise, is a huge creature, so it is quite large.
Large
Wow.
and in charge.
It is indeed. I'm trying to get the picture where y'all can see it.
What do we say? We have to kind of get its health down a good bit before the Pokeball.
You don't have to. but if you impose like conditions on it and things like that, it makes it more difficult. Or if you restrain it, it fails automatically. Yeah, he found the stuff from the book. Why'd you send all of them? Y'all hadn't seen the other one yet. Rude.
Oh, I'm sorry. I figured the big one was the black one. That was the first detailed image I saw. Maybe.
That's like that's the official art in the book. They have them all grouped together like that. But I sent one of the night scabber. They're pretty creepy looking. Of course, y'all being in a ship, it is extremely difficult to hide your approach. And it does not, upon y'all flying closer to it, you guys would have noticed when fishing for gray scabber, they will kind of scatter out of the way of a spelljamming ship. This one does not. It does not stray its course as you guys begin to fly towards it. How would you like to approach this monstrosity?
There are how many little scabbers around it? Just the 3?
Just 3, yes, sir. This is being trailed by 3 gray scabbers.
Kind of like the rimmer hazes, like on sharks, how they like swim under the fins or whatever. You know what I mean?
The remoras?
Remoras, that's it. Yeah. Rimmer haze
Sort
is
of.
the fucking.
Wow,
D&D
I was very
has ruined my
confused for a
life.
second. I was like, no, yeah, probably feeding off of things it leaves behind.
Nice. Interesting. We do have some type of ballistas on the ship, yes? We could try to maybe get a couple of shots on it to weaken it. I think we have to get its health bar down to red before our odds with the orb are best. Yellow's acceptable, but really, if we can sleep it or poison it or paralyze it, or even burn it, or freeze it, our odds are better, I think. Also, if you smash the A button, it makes me feel better about it. I don't think it actually has any effect on it, but the mental impact is much nicer.
You gotta time the button press with the rocks. If you nail it just right, guaranteed catch every time.
Absolutely, 100%. Also, I think there's a giant night scabber under a truck in one of the towns in Tron.
Devin's face are like, are you done?
Let's say he should get this reference. Like,
All right, I'm gonna use the ballista with
Well, before you do that, I have a real question about the ballista. Do we think it's how close is the night scabber to us?
At this point, when you sighted it, several hundred feet. Like,
well,
you're probably
we're taught that it's only 45 feet away.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if we're going to double or triple that because I didn't have time to make the map 4 times bigger to represent, space. So,
okay.
I would say it's a solid. We'll put it at like 200 feet away.
Okay.
I can hit him up to 600 feet with my longbow, so I might actually just do that. Like one of y'all get the ballista.
Do you have the disadvantage with that, or do you have sharpshooter or something that lets you ignore that?
I thought it was past 600 was disadvantage. Or
600, I think, is the farthest. Yeah, 600 is the farthest that you can attempt to hit. Anything above the 150 is disadvantage. I think the ballista are 120. I could be mistaken about that. I'm trying to remember from Storm Kings. I assume they're like in the Dungeon Master's Guide siege weapons.
They are. I just need to send you guys the block for that ship. That's what I should have done a long time ago. It just now occurred to me.
I have a thought. How big is the ship? How big's the ship?
Okay. While I'm finding this for you guys, I am terribly sorry to do this to you guys when I should have done it before break. You all went to level 5 after that Bone Naga encounter. I totally forgot to tell you. Take a minute to do that while I find the stat block for your ship.
Cool.
I'm sorry I suck.
Devin, you are great. Shut up. Quit being a bitch.
You're right.
He's like, level up. I do apologize a lot. I've been re-listening. Man, I say sorry like 8 times a session. I am.
It's a hard habit to break.
Level 5.
But I also hate using silence for the recording, so I'm gonna talk like a fool.
Hello, Druidic Circle.
Yeah, buddy, that's cool. Get your subclass.
Hello, unplanned multi-class that I'm going to ambush Devin with later.
I ain't scared.
Then I use 7 of my sorcery points to quicken spell. And...
Oh.
I think sorcerer points are cool.
They are. I'm a little after being a warlock and a sorcerer, like I'm a little disappointed that the wizards don't have a little more like to add oomph to their spells.
But you get so many things, so many spells. You can do
Yeah,
so
but I
much.
could still only do one a turn. Let's see.
There's a stat block for you guys. A block.
To roll this in chat. Behold, a 5. Actually, not bad. I'll take it.
There's y'all's ship, and there's its ballista. It only has one, so that's the only block you guys need. Okay, perfect. So the ballista's range is... It can go out to 480 with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah. We could get it into the 120, pepper it a few times with the ballista and whatever range attacks we have. The ballista take multiple actions to prepare, but we could... I imagine we're going to have at least one round before this thing gets to us. Even if it can move 60 feet around, if it dashes. We could also hit it and then use our movement to move away. And then, like, it would either have to chase us and we hit it again. Who does not have range of at least 120?
Me,
Oh, did Hayden not come back?
Hayden had to go for tonight.
Oh, that sucks. Is somebody running Coop?
I got
with his sheet up? Okay, thank you. He has guiding bolt, I think, which is 120 feet.
Only a certain amount of times, though.
Yeah. But fresh rest, you know.
He has also spec, that's true.
If we could have the Buggo boys and the ballista, everybody else pop them with some range, and then move a little bit away and see if, you know, if it can keep pace. Does that sound good? Any alternatives? Oppositions?
No, my thought was the reason I asked earlier about the range is I don't know. It's kind of tough to say. My thought was if we can get kind of close enough to it, but also want to keep our distance. One of my thoughts was to potentially tie a rope to a ballista and try to like harpoon it. That way we can keep it like within a certain range in case it tries to flee or something. But I'm also afraid it will just drag us. That's why I asked how big the ship was.
We also have 2 ropes of climbing, which I think in theory, like the rope climbs up, ties itself off on something, and then it pulls you up it. So I feel by reverse engineering that we could tie one to the ballista, tie it to the ship. It'll extend however far it needs to because it's a rope of climbing. I don't think they have a limit. If they do, I think 120 feet's probably. Well, it's only 30 feet.
That's why, like, my rope in my pack says 50 feet, but that's still like we're nowhere near that range right now.
We could pop it once. When it gets closer, pop it with that. Try to reel her in. 60 feet's better. Because if we're 120 feet away and shoot it, if it moves 60 to 120 feet, it'll be within range to hit it the next time.
Technically, it only moves 10 feet a turn.
It's the big thing?
The rope.
Oh, it has like... Oh, I guess that kind of makes sense. That's a slow reel, but at least it wouldn't be able to get away. Would it try to flee?
Would anybody...
Well... Oh God. Even?
It's not fun being on the other side of it anymore, is it?
Well, we got a 1 and a 20 on the fucking odd or even rolls.
Okay. Carry on.
That's our... I say we pop it once at a distance, let it close the gap, fire on it with some ropes, and see if we can't reel this bad boy in. All in favor?
Sounds good.
Do it.
Down. If we can get it, yeah, I'm good.
Let's get it. 100. We'll tell the Autonome A1 steak sauce. Excuse me. To get within 120 feet, and we'll start popping off on this bitch. I still have to finish leveling up.
Also, and this probably isn't the right setting to ask this, I noticed that my dex increased when I leveled up. But I didn't select
You pick an
anything.
ASI?
No, I didn't. Like, I didn't do anything.
Oh fuck yeah! I get 2 Eldritch Beams now. Sorry, I just
Yeah.
noticed.
Level 5 is good to a lot of classes. Like it is.
It's good to most classes.
Multi-attack.
Like, because I'm multi-classed, I'm not even level... Like, I'm level 5, but I'm not even level 3 in both. I don't know. I don't know what happened. We'll look at it later. But it happened by itself. Like, I didn't select anything. I thought it was weird.
What is it now?
I mean, it just went up by 1 point. I just noticed because the two of my proficiencies went up by a substantial amount because I'm proficient in those things.
Your proficiency bonus went up.
Yeah. Well, but also I think because my dex save also went up, but I'm proficient in that. That must be what it was.
Sure. It is included in that calculation.
Cool.
Okie dokie. Alright. Joey or Demos has already rolled his odd and even. Therefore, you guys swing up within 120 feet. And, I'm guessing you're about to dogpile it, so, y'all go ahead and do your thing.
27 points of magic missile.
Okay.
Pop off 6 charges on the wand. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I rolled d6s and not d4s. I apologize.
Can I
This
ask?
is going to seem
Sorry. Can I ask a question? No, it has to be a melee attack. Never mind.
22 for that magic missile damage.
I was gonna ask if I could
If
booming
you have
blade
a ranged
the
attack
ballista.
that reaches, I see.
Ooh, I love that.
If you have
where it can't
a
move,
ranged-
that's so fucked.
You have a ranged. Oh, does your magic missile reach that? Like the disadvantage? or
120 feet is its range, yeah.
All right. Anybody that can make an attack at this range, please make it. now.
Hell yeah.
Forever hold your peace.
You said 120 feet?
Mm-hmm,
Alright. Multi-attack, I get 2 attacks, so here's 1 and 2.
So Devin, do I roll that Eldritch Blast twice technically? For
Yeah.
each
You
beam?
do roll the Eldritch Splash twice.
With the to hit and everything.
Yes, you have to.
Okay.
You re-roll it each time for each bolt.
Got you.
I see.
Randy and Drix, if y'all want to roll for the ballista, it gets a +6. I should double check to make sure that this is it's the same as the one I'm looking at.
What would we be rolling for that?
I think you just roll a flat.
Just roll a
D20
d20 and add 6. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
And we'll know that it gets +6. So keep in mind, because there's 2 of you,
20.
you could fire that every other round.
Yeah.
If there's 1 person, it takes 3 rounds. If there's 3 people, it takes 1 round.
Is there only 1 ballista?
Yes.
Oh, I thought there were 2. I see.
Let me check something.
And that's the thing. They take 3 people to fire every round.
Yeah.
All the Spelljammer rules.
Well, if
think
Randy fire, Drix start to reload, 2 more another action to aim, and then on the second turn, another action to aim, and the 4th action to fire. So they could fire twice in the first round. They would not be able to fire the 3rd round.
No, the way it is explicitly written is that it's the way that I explained it.
3 actions, yeah. They're using 2 right now, so it only needs 1 more, and next turn they're going to get 2 more, so they can fire.
They fire it now using both of their actions. Like one action, 1 to reload.
Well, it's already loaded, yeah, because we can do that as we approach. We don't have to wait till we're close to it to do that. I imagine it's loaded and ready in the thing. So 1 to fire, 1 to reload, the next turn to aim it, and then the 4th action to fire. And the first 2 turns they could pop twice. They could pop 1 time each turn.
In the first 2 turns, yes.
The 3rd turn they would not be able to pop it at all. But hopefully it'll be a little closer by then too.
Actually makes a lot more sense.
So,
I thought it was weird the way that hits it.
So essentially we get to shoot it twice in the first 2 turns. 3rd turn is a skip.
If you continue to use the ballista. If it's closer, we might be able to
sure.
do some other stuff.
Everyone roll initiative, please, as y'all dogpile on this motherfucker.
Oh,
Good.
this is a surprise, so we get to go first, right? I'm trying to decide if Goob's
Well,
gonna use an attack or not.
you guys You guys just got your surprise round. Now we're going into initiative, and if y'all go in front of it, then you go in front of it. If you don't, you don't.
What I'm trying to decide is if Goob uses a spell, because he has a spell that has 120-foot range in this round, or if he wants to not do that.
If you don't do the ballista, then you don't get to fire next round. Just for whatever that is worth.
I think I'm going to have Goob help with the ballista for now, actually, to make that easier. Because it's going to be easier to run it that way.
Okay. I need initiative.
Oh,
from
Goob, that's right.
Goob and Randy.
That roll? Okay.
Or Goob.
Well, I got advantage and rolled on that 20. Ba-boom.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All that shit rolled real bad. So Randy, you're up. Drix, you're on deck.
I think Randy can only do one thing, and that's going to be to fire another ballista at it with the approval of, I guess, Drix using his turn for that as well.
Yeah,
Well,
let's fire him.
so both of y'all are. So what's gonna happen? Y'all just fired it. Randy, you use your action to reload it. Drix, you use your action to fire it. Oh, it's got to be to aim it, doesn't it?
Well, so they used for the surprise round, one of them fired, one of them reloaded.
One of them reloaded.
This
now,
turn,
Randy
one will
aims,
aim, one
Drix-
will fire.
Yeah, Randy aims, Drix fires. So y'all roll another d20, and we'll add 6 to that for this ballista blast. 12. I'm afraid that 12 does not hit.
You did. Sorry.
It's a pretty big shark. You sure?
Yeah, sorry, friends.
He's not sorry.
If you have bonus actions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Echo,
Yeah.
what you got? Demos, you're on deck.
Oh, good. It rolled like shit too. Whew.
Yeah. Echo, you're up. Demos on deck.
Echo. Oh, he's AFK, or he might be AFK. Do you want me to pop in first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think I will see that there big old sharky boy, and I'm gonna go ahead with that there. I think I'm gonna go with a witch bolt. Yeah, that sounds fun. Zabadoo. Oh, you know what's so funny? I was gonna make that a crit with the 20 I rolled earlier, but that is beautiful. Okay.
Witch bolt is only 30 feet? Question mark.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that makes me sad. I thought I had another thing. Oh, okay. In that case, it's a firebolt. Can I please keep the 20 since it's the same flick to hit? They're both a spell attack.
Sure.
God
I mean,
bless you.
Kind,
Merciful.
merciful.
It is.
again.
They are both d20 rolls, so sure.
Oh, and now that I'm level 5, this does 2d10. So 11 points of... Oh, and it's a crit, so that's actually... I don't get to add a modifier to that, so that's actually 22 points of fire damage.
It is indeed.
Papa.
All right. Demo's
Oh, I
trying to
get
make
your
large
spells.
stakes already. As Demo steps forward and now two... I'd like to imagine he like claps his hands together. Poof, 2 bolts of fire arc across wild space, smash into this rather large shark. Echo, what you got?
What's the distance?
It's still it's 120.
All right. 2 ranged attacks. There's the first one. Here's the second. I'm assuming they both hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Okay. You. Demos already went. Goob is going to use his action, I'm assuming, to reload the ballista.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see
if there's
some
3 of them on it, they fire every round then. Which,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I played it this way for now, just because it's easier on me, and I think everybody, maybe.
10-4.
Oh, yeah.
This guy here. Why don't you show me what you'll show me? He's gonna fly his... He's gonna dash. He doesn't make it to the ship, but gets real close. Gets closer, I should say.
We talking 30 feet or just for range purposes?
40
If it
feet.
was one, what? 40?
It's 40 feet.
Okay.
I had to do some math. You know I'm not good at that. Zephyr, what you got?
We blasting. We double blasting now. I freaking love it. I mean, Well, this one that came closer, I guess he's gonna get it.
I get it.
19 and
Ain't
18.
Hound dog win by 50.
Zephyr is like feeling on top
You
of the
ain't
world
nothing
after
but
that freaking snake slaughter.
Jesus.
We really feeling
Jay.
it.
We went into that desert, boys, and we returned men.
You really did. Changed by the
Look-
desert.
The desert changes a man.
When you fight a giant bone snake in the middle of the desert on top of a magical orrery, things change within you.
Zephyr, for perhaps the first time y'all have ever seen, confidently strolls across the deck, manifests Eldritch Blast in each hand, and then eviscerates this scaver.
Yeah.
Blast it out of the sky, out of space.
Dead or alive,
Can
bitches.
we collect that corpse and still turn it in to the guy who was asking for regular scabbers?
I guess you can.
Oh boy, multi-purpose trip. I love it.
Sure, Randy didn't want to keep the corpse for something.
We don't need the bait anymore. It's already here.
He has a point.
Big ol' not scavery boy is going to do his dash. Sorry, I had to burp. Let me double check his range isn't higher.
I thought larger creatures move slower. You know, like
Oh, some of them move faster.
There's
like
wind resistance in the wild space, right?
He cannot reach the ship, but he's about 40 feet away.
40? Okay.
Does he
And
look
then-
bloody or just pissed?
It does. It's towing that line between bloodied and real pissed. You guys can definitely tell it is now like beelining for you guys, and not in a like I'm coming for these bitches kind of way, in a holy shit that hurt kind of way. The rest of these scavers also do the same thing. They dash.
They
Randy.
dash.
Okay.
So I started dashing.
So the reason I asked earlier what the size of our ship was, and you could rule this is or is not a bonus action. I thought about taking the shadow globe. Oh, never mind, because we won't be able to see out of it. Never mind. I'm just gonna fire the ballista.
I think you technically aim it.
I just aimed the ballista. Wait, it's within 40 feet. Can we tie a rope to it now?
Ballista, if you
Do we
want
still
to,
want?
yeah.
Do we still want to do that?
I mean,
Sounds fun to me.
so I imagine when we got the capture ball, we would have asked, how to use it. Is this something that has to be thrown? Is this like an athletics check, acrobatics check? What is the recommended capture protocol? There's the tutorial where the guy has had his coffee and he blocks the road. You gotta.
Is that you are within 5 feet of it and can touch it with it. You could try to throw it if you wished, but it probably would be. I would accept a variety of rolls, probably
Okay.
sleight of hand, acrobatics, athletics.
That would make Pokemon so much more intense. Imagine trying to get your hands on like a Gyarados, like fuck, for a chance to catch
The
it.
important thing is the ball breaks over the creature. That doesn't imply that you have to throw it hard. But it does need to make contact with the creature.
Do we want to tie a rope
boy.
and tie ourselves to it, or no? That feels like it could be good or real bad.
Put
If
the
we
orb
pull it,
on
it's
with
10
it.
feet around. That would put it within 30 feet, which gives us more variety as far as what to hit it with. Would also prevent it from getting away if it gets spooked.
Well, and as a secondary thought, although a dumb one, if we have it harpooned to the ship, then somebody could also try to get to it and not have to worry about being too far away from the ship because at all times it's attached to it, right? So, like, if you really wanted to be like, we got to touch this thing, somebody could try to, shimmy across the rope with their movement.
Yeah, obviously. Randy, are you offering to shinobi run across the rope?
I am not offering it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like where your head's at. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Randy, would you like to aim the ballista, or you can do something else? You can do. We can say you prepared a ballista with a rope attached, if that is your wish.
yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna prepare a ballista with a rope attached, and I'll aim it so that we can fire that puppy.
Drix, can I safely assume you fired that ballista?
Oh yeah.
For sure. Roll that d20, please, one of you. Pardon.
D20.
Ooh.
Bam.
You guys get a great shot. Randy, with the help of Randy aiming the ballista, Drix, you pull the trigger, and the ballista arrow with the rope attached, like, stabs through one of its... I guess it doesn't have gills, but there's some kind of opening on the side of it, because I say so, and it comes out the other side. You get a very firm hold on it. What is the damage for that? Roman, leave it. What is y'all's ballista damage?
Sneak off real quick.
Oh, it's 16 damage. I'm sorry.
Love you.
Well, this time it's 32 damage.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Damn!
We getting it.
And, actually, I ain't even gonna bullshit y'all. Oh.
Do we kill it?
I was about to ask.
Goop,
how much
Goop
you
can
want.
stabilize it.
You do
surely.
kill it! I'm trying to decide how mean I want to be. Oh.
Not mean at all, Devin Green. Goop
can't
could.
pull that attack. Like.
Okay, wait a
Well,
second.
but
though.
okay. So if it drops, Goop could heal it though, right? We're pulling it in. We have the rope on it. Goop could cure wounds.
But creatures don't drop to 0; they just die.
Okay, but wait a second. We rolled
Yeah,
a nat
rules
20.
is-
Could you, of the mercy of mercies, say that we intentionally fired it in a way that it would be a non-lethal shot?
Oh, but you didn't say.
Like, aim it almost like a fish hook through the bottom jaw or something.
Randy, roll, pick odd or even.
Can he make a skill check instead of just chance? Like give him a chance to do.
Okay. Odd.
Or not. Odd? You do not kill it.
Yes. Okay.
You got the spear runs all the way through it. The ballista runs from gill to gill through its side. It goes limp. The gray scavers immediately turn and begin to attempt to feast upon it. As it goes limp.
I'm shooting 2 arrows at one of them fuckers.
Yeah, with a little bit of effort, you all run the gray scavers off of the night.
We're keeping them. We're getting them all. 4 for 4, baby. Talking motherfucking Wendy's up in this bitch.
With a little bit of effort, you managed to keep them from eating into it enough to, to kill it. And I'm assuming you all use the. I like to think Drix and Randy over here like dragging the rope in, like pulling the rope to pull this motherfucker up against the side of the ship.
I think it pulls itself. It's magical. It just. It's the rope of pulling, yeah.
Look over at Drake's. I'm like, man, I've fished a lot, and this is the biggest thing I ever caught. I wish I had some way to memorialize this. Nobody back home would ever believe it.
Maybe when this is all said and done, we'll go after another one.
I can make a sketch, but I don't know how much credibility that would lend you.
They wouldn't believe us.
A talking lizard drew this for me when I caught this big ass fish.
You don't think they'll miss a tooth, huh? Just one tooth?
Did the ballista knock one out with that natural 20? Just one perfect incisor?
You could attempt to remove one if you wanted, Echo, before someone puts it in the capture ball.
For my friend Randy, for his little trophy. Would that be a sleight of hand?
Or nature. Sleight of hand, I would say.
Do one of the back ones, I'll never notice.
Alright, going for the molar. Hells yes.
You do get a tooth. Surprisingly adeptly, Echo reaches in with one of. I imagine everyone has a dagger, or at least something small. Reaches in and manages to quickly pry out. In IRL, sharks' teeth fall out all the time because they grow whole rows of teeth in. So, I like to imagine you find one coming out and pop it right out.
I toss it right to Randy. Wish granted.
Oh,
No rubbing necessary.
Oh.
It's like 4 feet long and just like crushes him.
Megalodon tooth, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how big would it be for real? Man, I can't do that.
I'd look
Megalodon
like a
tooth.
T-Rex tooth.
Yeah, it's a huge creature. Well, a huge creature, it's going to be close to maybe hand-sized. Like,
Oh man.
it'll be pretty big.
I would like to. I still, because of the effort and because I want to so bad, I immediately sit down with like a little bit of string and some twine and like try to make a necklace out of it. And it's like I put it on and I'm just like, you could tell that I'm happy even though I don't have like an actual regular smile. And it's like Flava Flav, but a giant tooth
I was thinking.
hanging on the front of my body.
I'm glad you said it.
All I can picture is Professor Farnsworth from Futurama when he says, if Copperfield I must, then Copperfield I shall. And he pulls his shirt open. He's got like this big gold medallion around his chest. Alright, I'm about it. Forgot what I was going to say. I'm assuming one of you, there's no rolls involved, so one of you put it in the capture orb. You know, you walk up to it and plop, and the orb breaks, coalesces around it, and then it all shrinks together back into this handheld orb you had earlier with a little tiny night scammer inside of it.
And it shakes 3 times and then it stops moving. And then you know.
None of that stuff. Stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
absolutely no.
No copyrights here. We have no.
They can't copyright a ball shaking, Devin. Nintendo is not that powerful.
Can I pour a little?
Grace
can I pour a
Gabber
little-
uses tail whip.
I pour like the smallest amount of a healing potion in there, like in the little mug that it's in, see if it gains a little extra HP back. I'm like, you good buddy.
Oh, for storage, we just stick the capsule ball in Goob, and it's like an incubator. It just keeps them nice and toasty.
An
Zephyr gives it a
incubator.
little pet.
Oh, imagine! I think it's like a boy in a ball, but like a shark in a bubble that's just swimming around in the goop, like fish in a
We
bag.
gotta get this thing to the rocket ball. Brawl.
You do
You're
think
right.
you just need to rock
Quickly.
And cash in 2 different paydays. We got more gray sharks, and then
Y'all got lots of money to go get. Okay. I kind of like that. I'm glad y'all got to take it down for y'all before it got to y'all, because now one can jump you guys and it'll be scary. It'll be great.
What a jerk.
Devin's like, y'all rolled fucking 6 nat 20s against this bitch, and I'm pissed.
I mean, I'm not pissed, but I am happy that like
Did we miss once?
y'all just managed to like
The
knock it down before it
ballista
got to
missed
y'all.
one time.
Yeah, y'all knocked it down before it got to y'all, which was this encounter was kind of designed to be that way, so that like later you guys are gonna be like, oh, it's just a nice gaffer, and this is gonna chomp one of you guys for half your health, and I'm gonna laugh. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, maybe Deimos is half health.
More than half for Deimos. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, it does a pretty good, pretty good chunk. It is a stout creature.
I am happy to be above 30, though. I will say, so I'm getting there.
You guys make your way back to the Rock of Brawl. I forgot to ask you to all roll a d20 for random encounters, so we're not doing that today. Congratulations. You guys make your way back to the Rock of Brawl, which is about a day away, so no long rest for you guys. Well, I'll check here in a minute if it becomes... Did anybody use things they would need to get back from a long rest? I'll check that for you guys.
I mean, I used a
real fast.
spell slot or 2.
You should probably do
Actually-
your portents either way.
Actually, I think I did magic missile and firebolt, so I don't have any spell slots used.
Just in case, before y'all land on the rock, I'm gonna make sure that y'all didn't get a long rest. Because that
Hey.
sounds fair. 12. 2 weeks passed. 1, 2, a day passed. Tonight, right after you fight it, is a long rest. Very interesting. No, a day passed. You got a long rest before that. Halfway through, you guys get back to the rock on the 28th. Okay.
So no long rest after, or yes, long rest after?
No, you got a long rest like right before. I'm sorry.
No,
And
you're
then
fine.
it is 28th when you caught it, and the 28th when you get back. Yeah, 28th when you get back. So you guys land on the Rock of Brawl at the end of the 28th of Baracus. You guys have spent literally the entire month of Baracus in Wild Space. I like to imagine it is a little bit weird. So some of you voyaged to Eberron on ships, and that took some time for the Buggo boys. Their planet is a little further out than you guys have been so far, but it is a little odd to have been away from home for so long. I spent half of a month and then a whole other month out in Wild Space together on a ship. Yes, if Now is the opportunity for any roleplay moments you guys have wanted to do that we can say happened over the last 6 weeks or whatever.
Yeah, so Deimos would like to conjure up Cuckoo and send Cuckoo to go kind of peek in on Zephyr, wherever Zephyr's at.
Okay.
In my broody room. Wherever my broody space might be.
Unfortunately, you all share a single room with hammocks, but continue.
I have made
Sleepover.
myself a little broody circle there somewhere.
Yeah, your hammock, like the hammock above you, put like a big blanket on, so you're like closed off from the drape over.
Yes, exactly.
Cuckoo will slither up into your hammock, and you just feel suddenly the coiling. You feel something slither in by your boot.
Zephyr fucking faints. But he would let out a scream, just startled.
Most of you hear from somewhere on the ship, Zephyr screaming.
I wake everybody up.
Little green. Well, I'll do it during the day. I won't be too rude. Okay. Little feathered serpent coils up on you. Do you have any? Does the fact that it's a serpent freak you out, or does this one seem to be chill?
No. Zephyr is equally freaked out. Don't worry.
Perfect.
Like, this is the same kind of reaction he was having in the desert.
Deimos will pop in. Oh, Cuckoo, you must stop doing that, and pull him back into his coat sleeve. I'm sorry. I know you're rather averse to those of the serpentine nature. That last fight must have been something mighty trying for you.
Quite a bit. I'm not exactly have a lot of good experiences. Childhood fears, that kind of thing. Nothing special. Nothing at all.
Well, I must say that bone naga was unlike anything I've ever encountered. Giant serpent powered by some dark energy. It's rather unsettling like.
Zephyr just kind of you can see him visibly shudder, just giving him the heebie-jeebies here.
You said you had experiences, negative experiences. I don't want to pry, but I mean to pry.
I was gonna say you're absolutely prying.
I'm just curious, we've mentioned before that your power sort of came to you, and I'm just, I love a good mystery. You understand? I'm rather accustomed to trying to dig up whatever clues I can find.
I mean, I understand, but that's not because you can pry and investigate things doesn't mean you always should. You might not like the answers you find.
I could probably pry it. I've been studying my spore magic lately.
Is this Cordo?
Oh, it's Cordo, 100%.
And I'm
Cordo just like
pop up my collar and hope that ends the conversation.
Deimos won't pry too much more, but curiosity is piqued. You said spore magic. You're not from around Eberron by any means. Either one of you, I suppose.
Can't say I have. Not really too familiar with where I come from. Just woke up on that asteroid inside of this bug.
What a fascinating cycle. Drix, do you find you said spore magic. Do you find this to be beneficial on the large, or?
It seems Cordo's offensive abilities seem to augment my own, so it's not a total loss.
Fascinating. I'm interested in the I don't want to use the word parasite, but that's the one that comes to mind. I'm interested in how symbiotic this kind of thing could be.
Like a remora.
Doesn't feel very symbiotic, honestly.
Deimos with fake bravado, or not false bravado, but hollow bravado. I believe it's pronounced Remohaze. I'm quite knowledgeable in these things. I've read quite a bit. Although this is my first time shark gigging. Y'all ever been shark gigging? That was an experience.
I'm gonna interject, be like, "Hey, Cordo, shoot me straight. Eating his brain or what?"
I think so.
Oh boy.
Can't really be too sure on what I'm doing to him physiologically.
I take several steps backwards without breaking eye contact with a sentient mushroom.
Don't worry, Randy. You've been infected for months now.
Start like patting all over myself. Like you're full of crap. Shut up. Shut up.
Deimos prestidigitates himself just like kind of like the equivalent of like hand sanitizer,
Or,
just like all over.
cross-
Yeah. Just like just in case, little zippy zappy.
Can I have some of that prestidigitation soap?
Oh well.
In fact, we'll give everybody a little cleanup.
We're gonna sell that off our Patreon store or whatever. Prestidigitation. So
We and Echo, I have to say, you're continuing to impress with your abilities to. What exactly is it you do? It's not illusion magic. It seems to have much more substance than that.
It's ancient fighting technique.
Interesting. From your people specifically, or from
When you say my people, I
Oh,
kind
no.
of get nervous. No, it was a learned thing. I guess not quite like Zephyr's magic. I did work. No offense. I did work to build up the skill over many months.
All the offense. You don't know my pain.
the Echo.
But no, I went to a school of sorts and learned how to do it. I think it was the League of Shadows.
That's pretty. It's funny. I was thinking that exact analogy, like Batman training with Net Ra's al Ghul.
Something similar. Yeah.
And this was within Sharn or somewhere else on Eberron?
Yeah, it was out east towards the Lazar Principalities. Where
That's
I'm
right.
from.
You're not from. I was about to say you're not from Sharn.
Correct.
Wow, I'm just
making my way downtown.
making my way.
Let's see. Where was it? I'd have to pull up a map. It's out east somewhere.
Unless I'm confused, I think it's north.
Northeast, yes.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, you
past.
said east.
I did. Because that's what we call it where I'm from. Some people call, down there, up there, out east, northeast.
Interesting. So, are you? And I think we've asked this before. Are you human?
No,
I think he said half elf last week.
half elf.
Gotcha. Well, I'm glad that we all seem to be improving in our capabilities, even from the fight with the Naga to the Scrappers. I feel like we've learned how to throw a little bit of punch, a little more refined our technique, if you will. I'm rather interested to see where we end up.
Indeed.
Give me both demos. If no
I
one
don't have
has,
I was gonna say I don't have any other questions
if
unless
no
anyone
one
else
has anything else they would like to say to anyone else.
Mind your business, Deimos.
does. I'm nosy as fuck. That's the first thing you gotta understand.
If he would have been here, I probably would have asked Goob if he was itching to go get his
I wanted to do the
seal
same.
or stamp
His
yet,
seal. Yeah. We'll have to wait.
Zephyr's just gonna write in his journal. The lizard is very nosy.
Yeah, he is, but that's okay. You guys land on the Rock of Brawl on the 28th of Baracus. And turn in your scavers. You got, 30 alive and 3 dead?
How many did we get from our second trip?
30 alive and 3 dead.
Oh, 30 of... Oh, because we dropped
that's
off the ones
2,400?
before on the way. That's right.
2,400.
2,400 gold.
I'll take your word on that. Someone put 2,400 gold in the Kajigger. And unless there's anything you would like to do on the rock in the party inventory, not the Kajigger. Unless there's anything you'd like to do on the go ahead.
Can we check on our other ship real quick? It's been 2 weeks and a day
been
and a half.
it's been a month and a half,
It's
month
been-
and a day.
Oh yeah.
So it is indeed prepared. Max seems mildly surprised to see you all, but greets you warmly, the best you can understand, a very mumbled greeting, and motions to your ship. And you guys can see it's been moved out of the bay it was in to what I would consider more to be like a parking spot. It is now out in the open, sitting in a spot where you guys could come and board and pick it up at any time.
Cool.
Name of this ship again? The merchant?
The Motley Mercenary.
Motley Mercenary.
Triple eminent mantises.
Yeah, man. Send them stat blocks for the Merc too.
Bloop.
Not an achievement, just a Devin reminder.
Oh, yeah.
And the doobly doo.
Yeah. It's funny, sometimes I listen to these at work, and so like I'll be sitting here working, I'll hear Devin, and I'm like, what?
Yes, God.
Like, why am I yelling at myself?
I mean, shoot, seems like a stupid. Well, never mind. I won't do it. It sounds like a dumb idea, but you know, we got 2 people who can pilot these things. Split the party across 2 ships and make a fleet on the way home.
You could. I was under the impression y'all are going to teleport back at least
for we
today.
do need to teleport back for the Sharky Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said we turn in the Sharky Boy, maybe swing by Moorgrave and see if we can figure out some more things on this orb before we go to Sly. Orb or the Naga Bones.
Did you spend any time with those on your way?
The orb or the bones?
Either one.
If we had the month, I probably would cast Identify.
You had 2 weeks
the...
on the way back, so you had 2 weeks with those things.
Yeah, I would have cast Identify on the bones. I don't know if I'm going to attune to the...
I don't think Identify is going to help you with the bones.
Yeah, I probably would have tried to figure out if there was
I
any
don't
way
learn what
to turn
magic
these...
was cast on it.
And good point.
Go ahead, Randy. Well, go ahead, Randy.
I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I probably would have spent some time with a little bit of it, and maybe hanging out with Echo also to see if there might be a way to craft some of these into like some really cool arrowheads, maybe make a dagger or 2 out of them. Just like some small little items that aren't going to take too much away from the total lot of them, while also making them, you know, whittling away at it, make it a little useful feeling.
Heard. Would knowing Dwarvish, Elvish, Goblin, or Undercommon help me decipher any of these runes? I know you said it's Ancient Draconic, but...
Not the runes on the Bone Naga. Or on the bones of the Bone Naga.
I forgot there were runes.
Demos Identify would tell you that the bulk of the magic seems to be abjuration. There are very heavy traces of divination magic.
Divination and abjuration?
Mm-hmm. That's just what you get out of the Identify spell.
No necromancy? So the runes weren't what was bringing the Naga back to life. It's what was creating the barrier itself. Abjuration is common for wards and shields. That's my this is all hypotheses, but the divination's a little worrisome. That could be a number of things. Somebody may know that bubble got popped.
Ooh, and even more concerning, Grant, I assume that you're sharing some of this out loud.
Oh, all of it, yes.
Even more concerning, would this check let us know if anything about the runes are still even slightly active? Like, did they all just completely go inert when the bubble popped? Or when we killed it?
They went dim. Between Detect Magic and Identify, I imagine I could determine if they're still...
Yeah, no, they're definitely not magical anymore.
Okay.
I was just thinking, like, oh, somebody might know where we are, too. I don't know about that.
Deimos will take as thorough notes as he can over the 2-week period on the runes he sees and identifies on the various things. And if I could work to try to translate them from the Ancient Draconic, I don't know exactly
Does
how that
Steak
would...
Sauce know anything?
Ooh.
Steak Sauce was born on Tuesday. I don't think he knows much at all.
Yeah,
It was a shot. No,
apparently the capability to learn a lot of things, but
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good analogy. Born on Tuesday doesn't know a terrible amount of things. Demos, instead of making you roll...
That's it.
What did she say?
I didn't catch...
I have Primordial and Draconic, and that's as useful as I am, so...
It looks a little... You can't read it either, but knowing Primordial, it would look a little more familiar to you than the rest because it is so old. But I'll say with the 2 weeks that you have, I'm not going to make you roll because you have 2 weeks. You managed to piece together that it seemed to have been mostly to keep the barrier persistent. And you eventually determine, I'll say probably the day before or the day that you land at the rock, you believe that there is very likely a piece of prophecy hidden inside of the fragments.
Watch out for any
Love a
guys.
good prophecy.
Yeah.
What was that dude's name? Damn it.
His name was Damn It? I'm
Donovan?
not familiar with him, no.
Donovan. That's what it was. Thank you.
Oh!
No, make sure there's no Donovan at
As soon as
Morgrave.
you said there were runes on there, immediately I was looking around. I was like, is Donovan here? What's going on? Like, is there a Donovan? I don't trust anybody anymore.
Why is Donovan's theory confirmed?
Okay.
Deimos will, upon discovering that, mention to the party, well, these just got a significantly more interesting. You see, at Morgrave, the professor that I work under, Professor Colton, is the world's foremost expert on the draconic prophecy. Ancient bits of magic that are of prophecy that are on dragon shards and various things, but tell of a basically the future, past, and present of the universe as we understand it. Anyway, there are several things that are rather critical that people hope to manipulate. The prophecy is not set in stone so much as certain things may, if something completes a trigger, if something fulfills the prophecy in its own right, it might change the course of future references. So many people, particularly powerful people, tend to try to manipulate it in their favor. I would very much like to speak to Professor Calden before we return to Sly, if none of you have any objections to such a thing.
I mean, I guess being nosy gets us somewhere sometimes, huh?
I wouldn't object, but I mean, these are old runes. Wouldn't these be very old prophecies that are potentially
Oh, absolutely.
insignificant?
Well,
Stuff that's already come true?
The fact that it hasn't been documented by Calden would mean that it could be beneficial regardless. Even understanding past segments of the prophecy can help give reference and context to interpreting future readings. And I believe, and Devin, I may be mistaken on this, all of the prophecies were crafted, however you want to say it, at the same time, at least as far as dragon shards go. I imagine it's like
no,
these aren't dragon
not
shards.
Exactly. Yeah,
no, but it is part of the prophecy. Normally, the prophecy is just
prophecy-
on dragon shards.
No. Actually, raw. It is written into the sides of mountains, the bottom of oceans.
Oh.
It is like It is usually or oftentimes a part of the landscape. It's found in these extremely obscure places. But it is considered, like you were kind of talking about earlier, a living thing. Not all created at the same time, so much as almost like prescience, a look at the possible future, and it is fluid.
For example, let's say there is a part of the prophecy that we understand now that refers to night, and could be that night consumes all, or something rather ominous or foreboding. If this segment of the prophecy says something of the night shall be scavenged, and we just scavenged a night scaver, that could be change the meaning of the other parts of the prophecy that reference that. It's a very unusual, interconnected entity. It's rather fascinating, but very complex. Professor Calden's been gathering as much of it as he can.
Are you saying the night
Moses Pepe Sylvia over here? Like, what is fucking strings? Tony in Philadelphia? I got boxes full of Pepe.
Some would say the night scaver withered and got smothered. That's all I'm gonna say.
Emo shares this with the party.
When grey and black scavers fall of each and every hue.
There's only 2 of them. We're screwed.
Speak now or forever hold your peace if you want to do anything on the rock.
No.
You guys pay your fee to teleport. There's no extra charge for the shark. You guys can literally put that in a pocket or a ball or whatever. And you guys teleport back to Sharn. The Mercane is very happy to see you guys fulfilling one of your 3 things. I guess you didn't fulfill 3 in that month or whatever, but you guys were, you guys come back through after obviously having been in wild space for several months, or for a span of time, and they're happy to see you. You guys pass on through. There's a small comment about you guys having purchased a spelljamming helm from them. You get the idea that, like, you come back and they're like, we didn't know you guys were premium customers kind of deal, like after having purchased a spelljamming helm.
Well, when you didn't buy our tables, we didn't see fit to share that information, so...
You guys are teleported back through to Sharn. And, unless I'm mistaken, it sounds like you're going to Moorgrave first?
We can stop by the Sharn Barn first, but I just want to go to Moorgrave before we go to Sly.
You guys make your way back to one of the adventuring districts you have been in before and find a rather large storefront called the Sharn Barn Pet Emporium. You guys stroll into. So really, in my head, this looks like Weasley's Wizard Wheezes on the outside and the inside. So big, multi-level building, and even from the outside, you can hear squawks, growls. It smells. I don't want to say rank, but it smells like animals.
That's pretty right. You ever been to a co-op? Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, so it's kind of like a co-op. You guys wander in with purpose and see standing up front a very well kept,
I swear to God,
polished,
I'll
I
fall
believe,
asleep while we're watching anime,
black
and then like, the minute I
Warforged.
try to go to sleep. Or
No,
right
I could be
before
wrong
we
about
get
that.
done,
I don't really remember.
Waterway?
He was, like silver color, blue eyes,
Okay.
like the light sky blue, shiny.
Okay.
I think I have his token still, actually.
And he was massive. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up the
I hate that you're
Hero
having to play
Forge
the
I did
but
of
I'm
it.
also
Y'all
But go on.
very excited
Give me
about
a big
thinking
silver
about it. I don't worry
brolic
about it.
Warforged.
I'm really excited about it too. I think
and
it's really fun to do more
a
with each other.
much shorter figure. I don't remember how to describe shifters. He is human with these almost avian-like features, dark hair, and the one regular eye, and this obviously made of glass and gemstones, this bright golden bird's eye as a left eye. And you guys, as you guys approach, you are greeted warmly by the shorter figure,
really were.
the shifter.
I was afraid I was going to feel the same way, like
says,
an awkward adult in the middle of a bunch of
Oh
kids,
well, what
but
can we do all of you for? It is always great to be doing business.
Sorry, I'm dropping a picture of these
Yeah, you
two
looking for
fuckers.
So I'm gonna say that I'll go ahead and I won't make you guys say, "Oh, here's your thing."
but
You
hey,
guys
he did a good
present.
job with the kicks. It's pretty
Here's a
cool.
good one of
the
Ruben. I
original
forgot he had-
goth boy.
Yeah, I forgot he had feathers on his arms and stuff.
Also, little mood board showing you just sort of his vibe. He doesn't look quite exactly like that, but that's a pretty close comparison.
He was
I imagine-
Ravenclaw.
I imagine him being older, he might be in his Raven shifter form. So I imagine he would be covered like these thick, like black, shaggy feathers. There's kind of like a moss and like a green, like you can tell that there's like some dirt and undergrowth sort of like naturally caught up in him. A little hunched, a big puff of black feathers. As a shifter, even in his human form, he has sort of like a beak, but this is even a little more pronounced. Think like Rito from Legend of Zelda. I'm pretty sure his cloak is moss too, if I'm not mistaken. But very obviously a druidic kind of feel to him.
I don't
And
wanna
smell,
speak-
I imagine.
I don't want to speak for him, but I have to imagine that Zephyr's like turned on slightly in the most confusing way imaginable.
I've had a lot of emotions this month,
All right, I ship it. Moonin and Zephyr go off and get married.
The
End of-
happy ever after.
End of campaign. Moon and Sea
We did it.
Zephyr.
We did it, guys. We taught Zephyr the secret to happiness.
Moon and Sea Zephyr goes, I could fix him.
Oh my god. No,
Before
don't
we
fix him.
go
Like,
any
so hard to talk about.
further, does anyone need to stop? It is stopping time.
It's not stopping time.
I'm good. I'm good to keep going.
I didn't hear any
Always
stops,
good to
so
keep going.
here we go. Q, would you... Q, god damn it. Brandon, would you like to embellish anything for Q?
He's very tall. He's a paladin, so very statuesque. A man of few words, but not really intimidating. Kind of friendly demeanor, despite being a gigantic warforged.
Not standing there like towering. He's very kind of relaxed.
Like, what was that movie? The big
Iron
tall
Giant.
Iron Giant. You know, like,
We're on the same wavelength tonight.
right. Like that kind
Who's
of demeanor.
the giant 10 megaton monster?
Not that tall.
Not
though.
I. No.
You know.
Sorry.
So
keep
maybe,
trying to reference the only thing I do.
Like I said, how may I help you? Kind of welcoming.
You are greeted by both of them then. I didn't want to say that for Q because I was afraid he would be that way. But they both greet you warmly. You guys present the night scaver in its orb.
Slap the Ultra Ball on the counter.
Yeah, so it's hard to read Q's expression. He is a Warforged. Moonin looks absolutely fucking thrilled. Moonin, I like to imagine him jumps a little bit when you slap it down. He's like, fucking sovereigns, holy shit, finally, oh my fucking god, I've got to take this straight back to Arma and fucking Ruben, and he snatches it up and goes, sprinting back to the back. He's not gone very long. He does pass it off, it seems, and returns back with a sack of gold, however much you guys are promised for this. I don't have to...
I think 5K, but I'll look back.
I imagine Quinlan's chest opens up, and it's kind of like an ATM of just just gold coins.
I like that.
The 5,000 is actually for Sly. I didn't write it down.
It's 30 or no.
30? No, I heard 30.
No,
I thought it was 2,400.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong one. It's 2,300. So if someone please add plus 2,300 gold to the party bank, or split that by 6, however y'all want to do that.
Let's put it in the party bank and we'll talk about split some stuff because I do want to buy some
Put
shit.
it in the party bank and buy me a mongoose.
Yeah. We got a lot of money.
We are at the perfect place for that. Just saying.
We're in the pet emporium.
Here comes the fun part. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes shopping for animals.
No way.
Was this
every campaign, dude? Pretty much every campaign.
Was this the Luna in the Wolves?
Luna and Odin?
Odin, yeah.
Unfortunately, not around that you can see.
Right.
Well, actually, there's a very gray and grizzled dire wolf laying in the corner of the front of the shop.
Why am I crying? Oh my god!
What a loser!
It's like well, knowing it's older, I'm like, old dogs make me sad, man. I've got feels.
Yeah.
Old Yeller traumatized me as a kid.
What hurts me more than older is that there's only one of them.
Oh.
Is it burn marks on it? I can't remember. Didn't one of them?
They did get
scorched.
Luna was very afraid of fire after a little bit. Yes. I'm not gonna say which one. I'm not gonna say which one this one is, but there is a dire wolf laying in the corner because I thought about that months ago and forgot. You guys,
Joey in the fields.
No. As someone that owns an older dog, I can't think about old animals sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, in real talk, imagining going to like a pet store, like a humane society, and seeing like a really old dog sitting over there. Yeah, it does. It makes my heart do a little thing.
But this was well taken care of. It's just old. I mean, adventure.
Don't look skeptical, sir.
Hey,
I mean,
the Sharn
we
Barn
fed it
better
and
be taking
stuff.
care of this old dire wolf, or I'm gonna burn
That's
the
what I'm
place to
saying.
the ground.
Moon wouldn't burn it. He would get everything out first, but
We fed it. It looks happy. Is what I mean.
we
He
did.
does, I
So
will say he
we
does look
did.
healthy.
I was about to say we did free a bunch of other dire wolves, like one that could
These
talk
were
and a bunch of
regular-
other ones.
yeah,
but
regular
a lot
ones.
of them got crispied when the bad guys showed up and fireballed them.
Oh.
So
They'll never forget that. They were so mad at me. I think for weeks y'all were mad at me.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
the
because we
bat-
spent like 30 minutes to an hour trying to get them out of the fucking dungeon because we were down in like a well or something.
You were in
equivalent
an
to-
underground laboratory.
and had to like fucking ferry these dogs up one at a time. Dogs that did not understand what we were doing. Well, the one did, but
Moonin transformed into a giant octopus and like
that's right.
like managed to take them up and down.
Listen, I wasn't even here for that, and I'm mad at you.
Yeah, that was part of the written adventure at the time, was that the bad guy was ready when they came out of that laboratory, and I was like, well, he has fireball, so he's gonna throw a fireball. But they were mad at me for weeks. It was kind of funny.
Years. I'm mad now. Like fuck. Because I think it was a very powerful dude. I think he dropped several of like the regular wolves. I think they were gone. Like I think the dire wolves were okay, or at least survived. But
anyway, you guys, I'm assuming at this point you guys are interested in. Y'all ask them about animals. I'm assuming. I'm just gonna.
We'll take a look around the shop. What do we see?
Quinlan points to the first animal you see in the room. This is Monchi.
Monchi?
Yeah. It should be in general chat.
Oh. Whoop.
I don't get that joke. Why is that dog look familiar?
It's not a joke. He's available for purchase.
See,
just him.
I think he came to us as Farouk the Fowl, but that seemed to scare too many customers away. We renamed him Monchi to reflect his personality.
He introduces you all to Monchi, who the direwolf in the corner does not seem to be a super big fan of. But he does. Especially when Moonin comes back and you guys begin to make conversation about doing business with him, Moonin very excited, and Q, I guess excited, but less visibly so.
Q's excited to get rid of some
they lead
animals.
you. Yeah,
Moonin keeps bringing him home, and he's just like, we gotta like make some room, dude.
Yeah. So you guys are led back into, again, I like to imagine a space that's a little bigger in the back than it should be magically, to a I like to imagine it is almost like walking through a mixture of an aquarium and a zoo, and I guess an aviary. So they have a metric fuck ton. You see, and I'm gonna look at the things I have.
Was that a joke about Munin? The aviary?
Well, they have flying creatures too. So just
we had more than just the wolves by the end of it too, and I'm struggling to remember.
Well, I don't think so. I think it was just that half of you were.
Oh, also critters. You're right.
Yeah, so Moonin obviously looks like a raven. You guys do eventually pass by during your trip an armadillo man, for lack of a better term. I don't remember what the other beastly character was.
And Arma, he's missing an arm, isn't he?
It was Arma. Yeah.
Arma, yes, the armadillo man is actually has an auto mail on one of his arms, like Zephyr's leg.
Sick.
100% seems to be the muscle. As you guys pass him, he is like the lion tamer of the group. Is currently busy taming a giant scorpion back into its enclosure. But you guys see a massive variety of creatures. You see regular wolves, hyenas, warhounds / dogs. You see, of course, cats and parrots and birds and regular things you would find. You see giant versions of several of these things. You see giant crabs, giant boars, giant lizards, the giant scorpion I mentioned earlier. You see a giant hamster. For you guys that haven't seen the stat block, for those that you haven't seen the stat block, it's about the size of a grizzly bear, but it's a hamster. You see massive eagles and vultures. You take a glimpse as he brings you through what he calls the for Moonin says, for people of y'all's types will be we've got a section that's usually pretty popular. He brings you through a section where like you would find hippogriffs. Hippogriffs, what's the other fucking one?
Griffin,
thank you. Hippogriffs, griffins, a
Pegasi.
wyvern at the end, Pegasi, things like that. So you are brought through, and there is a small section of dinosaurs. And he does, Moonin on the way through does mention that these are usually for some specific clientele, but for the right coin, we're always willing to rotate some stock.
I like to imagine that Moonin and Quinlan have very different attitudes going through. Like Quinlan's like trying to like trying to push the sail, and Moonin's like, "Oh well, she's very temperamental and she has a very unique personality, so it's probably better if she stays here." Oh, and he has bad hips. We've got him on some treatment. Maybe when he's done with that, you can try to get him. It should be about 19 years or so.
Can we at least
I'm
get
telling
rid
you guys,
of the
I want a
ferrets?
The ferrets, if nothing else, are tasty. No, Moonin wouldn't say that, but
Randy bite.
yeah.
Or drugs. So I will.
I've
I'll
grown a
give you the-
very acquired taste during our adventures. All right, I need fancy fish, fancy crab. I'm not gonna eat no ground rodent no more. That was old me.
I heard these crabs were in dungeons. Dungeons crabs are good.
That does sound tasty.
I remember
Giant dungeon crab.
Arcus crab. I think was cool. Anyway, I'm gonna read this list really quick of stat blocks I have on me. This is not by any intents and purposes a exhaustive list. So please ask if you have a specific animal in mind. You see giant boar, a giant constrictor snake, a giant crab, a giant crocodile, giant hyena, a giant lizard, a giant scorpion, a giant space hamster. You see a giant eagle, a giant vulture, a giant owl, a hippogriff. You see a couple of brown scavers. You see a wyvern.
Let me ask you a question. What are we shopping individually here?
That's kind of a deal.
If you can,
yeah.
could we get a total tally on our gold and see?
Yeah,
We've earned quite a bit today.
Yeah, I think I expected you guys to go talk to Sly first. You may or may not want to go talk to Sly and come back with that gold, but there's no harm with picking out what you want first. So you had 4,100, I think, between. So in the party bank you had like 630 or something because you spent a good chunk of the party bank. Now you'll have like 3,000 in the party bank, but all together you have 4,100 gold.
We should have more than that because we got 2,400 gold from the first shark sale, and then we got 2,300 from this. So that's 4,700 just for
that first trip went towards your spell jamming helm.
Well, we weren't that short. Well, no, I'm saying what we sold earlier today.
Yeah, so you had 638 gold after you bought the spell jamming helm,
and we added 47 today.
No, you added 20 something today. Oh, I'm sorry. I see. Okay.
Because we did two scaveragings.
Yes. Let's call it 4,500 for the sake of being a little quicker.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I have in my mind right now is essentially the equivalent of like an oversized rhinoceros beetle.
Rhinoceros beetle.
Sticking with the bug theme, I like it.
There's probably a very large,
a rhinoceros-sized rhinoceros beetle.
Pretty much.
Let's see here. See what I can find. Okay. Yeah, okay. Let me see here. Let me see how big these are. So Moonin tells you that unfortunately the bugs. I can't do an Irish accent to save my life, but I've never practiced. Tells you that unfortunately the bugs are kind of hard to get a hold of sometimes. Beetles are so small that even the really big ones are kind of small. I was looking for beetle stat blocks and they're all small beasts.
Yeah, I can't imagine there'd be a large one actually existing out there.
You could probably modify another giant bug stat block. I don't know exactly what giant bugs there are, but
I'm having trouble finding a giant bug. But I will take a look at that while we're off for the week.
Just you get the rhino stat block and skin it. Come on. Rhino
You just
beetle.
put beetle after it.
Crudely drawn in crayon.
I just want it to fly and have a big horn. That's all I care about.
For once, Deimos is... Well, for once, a character I have does not have an immediate, draw toward an animal, and I'm a little shocked. I don't know what to do. I can't buy a dragon.
I would want something that would help me, spy. Like if it's a crow or a raven, go up on, a tower and report back and whisper to me kind of thing. Or us.
I had the exact same thought initially, by the way, which is why I was going to go with, a small beetle. But then I was like, I don't know.
It could be a ferret,
Something I could fly on.
Like Beastmaster. A couple ferrets or something.
feel like the hard part's getting something they can talk to.
Does anyone speak Sylvan? I think Sylvan is the language of plants and animals. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I don't think. I think Sylvan is a language, but I don't think like tree ants speak it, but I don't think animals speak it. That's what speak with animals is for.
I see.
I guess right now is the time to question this. So Thrycreen telepathy, what are the limitations on that, right?
Creature has to be able to speak a language.
Right, and so it has to be like a verbal language. Any kind of like existing language that exists within. Okay.
As long as it speaks a language that is capable of understanding you.
Cool.
Legit wants a mongoose.
Because I'm gonna name him Riki Tiki, and mongoose, they eat snakes and cobras and shit.
She's a snake to my mongoose, or the mongoose to my snake. I'm not really good with animals.
Gonna gobble up the mongoose.
And I'm gonna give him a little vest, and I'm gonna send him into little snake holes and rid the world, the universe, the entirety of Eberron of snakes.
If it's not a spy creature, then like something like a deathly venom scorpion type creature where we could just slip it into the room and kill the inhabitant.
Can I just say though, you mentioned you want a spy creature. Crows do have a massive vocabulary. For the record.
Oh, that's true.
They can learn all kinds of
sounds. I would be willing to
words.
work with it and maybe do like just gestures. You know, like this room is occupied, this room is not occupied. Like we can keep it more vague. It doesn't have to be, you know, some wizard-like creature of level 12 is in there, you know.
That feathered fucker looks like he's probably talked to a few of these birds, so they might have some pre-existing knowledge of how to or basis of communication.
I'm literally only selling this because they get their missions in Demon Slayer from crows. Just gonna say it.
Technically, parrots can talk. Can we get a black parrot?
So you could get a weasel, or not a weasel, a mongoose, or a giant mongoose. They do have both of those. Giant mongoose are medium creatures who would be about as big as you. If you ask Moonin about communicating with creatures, Moonin brushes it off. He's like, "Oh yeah, I do that shit all the time. It's fucking great." Some of these guys have an awful foul mouth. You've been warned. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, I would be more than glad to create you guys an item of which you could speak with your pets or speak with your companions. I don't know if you call them pets.
Hell yeah.
Good to know. Do you have an item for transporting some of the bigger creatures? Like, obviously this capture capsule captured the scaver, but if we had a giant creature and we could not have it in a space, would there be something that you would have for it to retreat within?
A cage of holding.
I feel like that's just a regular cage.
Well, Sarah, are you asking about something for a domesticated animal to stay in? Or are you asking for
yes, one of our, not to capture something, but something that we have that is friendly to us. So in Vox Machina, Vex has like the necklace that Trinket can go into. Just something akin to that.
Roll odd or even. Or well, pick odd or even.
I went even earlier.
I've heard of phoenixes too that could bring their owners back to life. That could be a useful companion.
Let's go odd. Deimos actually does love the idea of a phoenix.
They do have something of that nature. I'm gonna think of something that's not that particular thing, but I'll put that on my list. Devin.
It's a great ball, not an ultra ball. I understand.
A thing to do. Creature storage. You ask about a phoenix, Echo. Moonin, or perhaps I guess Q tells you that that we can obtain creatures like that, but they are, particularly phoenixes, very expensive and rare. He says this wouldn't be the first time they've procured a phoenix for a client, but you would have to give them a little bit of time.
How rare are we talking? What kind of price tag are we looking at?
They ask if you want a phoenix or a phoenix chick.
Price us for both?
That sounds a little sexist.
It doesn't matter the gender, as long as it can bring us back to life.
Its gender is life.
I like to think Moonin makes a face. He's like, what was the? Sorry, I'm
Probably
looking for
doesn't want to sell us anything.
I'm looking for the CR of this dude. I don't know which stat block Joey used because I don't know if they exist in 5e.
Phoenixes do. Phoenix chicks do not.
Let's see. Oh god, that one's gargantuan. Why?
Oh, don't look for the homebrew ones because you'll find some whack
Yeah,
shit, bro.
Tell me about it. That's fucked up. Phoenix chick. We're gonna put it at 1,200 gold with an asterisk. I might change that if that's way too much. Then we're gonna put the grown one at 2,000 gold with another asterisk.
2,000.
That's
not...
DM's best guess, and I'm gonna make sure and double check and do some research over the week.
I was about to say, how about this week? Send us some info on because if we could see a stat block, that would help us as far as deciding if stuff's worth the price.
I'll probably use the same one you were using. I just don't have it on me.
I gotcha.
So Spy Crow, Sneaky Stabby Scorpion, Mongoose, Stag Beetle, Rhinoceros Beetle.
Phoenix?
Yeah, I found a stat block for a stag beetle and threw it in the chat, by the way.
What eats mushrooms so we could take care of Cordo finally?
Students at Moorgrave, they eat a fuck ton of mushrooms. I'm certain of it. They can clear them right out.
So the only problem with the stat block the first problem I see with this stat block, Randy, is that it's medium creature, so you couldn't ride it if that's what you're wanting to do.
Oh. Okay.
Well,
Sure,
we'll
he's
see.
pretty light.
I'll get
He's
you
small for a
I'll get
raccoon.
you a rideable insect brewed up. Oh, don't worry, I got you. I didn't realize y'all were gonna go so hard on the insect thing.
You should have known.
Yeah, I should have. Y'all.
Wait a second.
Y'all can't stop.
Somebody literally asked for a giant rhinoceros beetle stat block in a D&D Discord or Reddit. Pause, please.
I'm not surprised.
Anyway,
I feel like Deimos should get a cat. Because they too are the most curious.
You know, and we do have 2 ships now, and every ship should have a cat for rodent control.
Demos should get a I'm gonna remember the name. The cat with wings.
Oh, a Tresium.
Trust.
Demos is like half tempted to get like a pseudo dragon, but then he's also like looking over here at Cuckoo, like maybe not.
So I think if it's okay with you guys, that y'all should take the week to kind of think about what animals you may want to purchase. That will give me time to both procure stat blocks and prices, so that y'all don't have to make all these decisions on the fly or whatever. So I imagine, if it's okay with you guys, you all tell Moonin and Q you will be back after. You tell them you have a payday to collect or whatever, and you guys leave the Sharn barn. You don't have to go right to Sly. You're welcome to go wherever you wish for the next
Moorgrave.
however many minutes I am still awake.
Come on, push through.
Yeah, let's
Going
go.
to Captain Catalan and see if he can read these runes.
Yeah, let's go to Calden and see if he can tell us a little bit about this this orb or the bones. In fact, we'll start with the bones and then we'll lead to the orb and we'll see how.
Okay.
Maybe.
Is there anything particular you'd like to tell him or say, or do you want me to go right into Steph?
Just fill him in on where we found it and what the situation was, and what we saw as far as the art that we could make out in the stained glass, what we know of the bones already. Give him the lowdown of what we've already figured out and see what he can take it from there.
You share with him the information you have. He is at first very excited that you have brought back. He specifically requested anything cool you found, and you find and kill this fucking ancient creature with runes all over it, and bring its body parts back for him to look at. He's thrilled. Sure. How do I want to do this? So he sets you up. So what he does is he almost immediately upon you filling this in, he takes you to like what would be essentially a lab room in Moorgrave, and begins bringing things you're very familiar with, things you need to study, things in the long term. Begins to bring supplies, equipment. You can make an Arcana check with advantage to see how long you and him work together to decipher whatever's going on on the pieces of this bone knocker.
Is that for 2? Since she knows primordial, he knows.
Oh, yeah. God damn.
Yeah.
I don't know why the random number generator loves me and hates, like, the Githka, but goddamn.
I was gonna say, you've rolled like 3 nat 20s tonight. I rolled 4 nat 1s during that combat encounter and still did massive damage. I don't even know how.
And I feel like, I mean, I don't know this for certain. I feel like I've rolled a 20 pretty much every session we've had. Like, and sometimes been the only one to roll any crits. I don't know. It's
The
wild.
dice gods are
Tommy
like
drag.
the dice gods are very giving to DMs. I feel like.
I was gonna say that's the DM grace.
Okay. Wow. Cool. So I'm gonna say now. So this does. I'm gonna say this takes a day. And when I say a day, I mean I like to think that Demos and Kaladin spend like a whole 24 hours and just never leave the fucking room. They're like kind of Tony Stark style, like a solid 24 hours around the clock, just going at this thing, trying to figure out what's going on. Is there anything, speak now, is there anything y'all would like to do in that 24 hours, the rest of you?
No, at some point I want to shop for not like armor, but like clothing. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do that right now.
Okay, so
For flavor.
Demos. Wow, you
Yes,
got that
sir.
20. All right, here it goes. I'm ready.
Oh boy.
Where the fuck is it? Y'all are finding out so much shit I didn't know y'all would find out today. It's great.
Look at us.
You and Calden work together and spend, like I said, this whole time deciphering, studying. I guess did you tell him about the orrery? I guess you're leaving that out on purpose, yeah? Is that what I understood from
I
earlier?
trust Calden. I would let the group make them aware beforehand and ask them if any of them had any reservations. But if not, I feel like I would. It's an important piece of the puzzle.
I trust him more than Sly or Bree.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That is fair.
I think if we need somebody who can tell us more about it, he's the only person I know that I would say, okay, let's let him take a spin on it.
Yeah, and this is literally his area of expertise. There is, I doubt anyone on Eberron who could pull more information from it.
So you guys spend the next 24 hours, and at the end of your work, and I like to imagine, again, I am referencing shit. Those of you that have seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where like they finally figure out what the secret to a philosopher's stone is, and there's just paper scattered all over the fucking lab. Books turned over, loose leaf paper all over the place. Demos and Calden both just fucking sprawled out in the floor after working for a whole day.
It's coded as a recipe book.
Eventually manage to interpret this. Again, Calden immediately is like, holy shit, this predates any form of Draconic we have. He spends the first 8 hours trying to make a cipher for this super old version of Draconic. You guys you do eventually uncover a piece of the Draconic prophecy.
Oh boy.
I don't think I want to read notes because it's kind of. It was supposed to be weird and stilted because it's Draconic prophecy.
Always with Draconic prophecies.
It's just not. I don't know. We'll see. You may be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And that was kind of the point. But
are you dropping it in a chat?
I am going to drop it in chat instead of reading it. I will read it if y'all want.
I got you. I got you, boo. So after reading all these notes, Deimos' eyes glow white like they do when he pops his portent. And as he speaks, it sounds like there's several voices. When sky falls and sun breaks, the dragon undams the silver lake. Heroes and villains weak and strong, hear my song. Cower before the guardian, his cause cannot be wrong. From void we came, to void we return. Breaking barriers prevails the universe's urn.
What the fuck does that mean?
Mhm.
Ugh.
Well, that's the fun part. You see,
hot garbage.
in literature, interpretation is up to the perspective of the reader. We've got to figure out what the fuck it means.
Well, we're not here for this though.
Oh, I'm here for this.
We may or may not have,
I
be
was-
back when they reach this breakthrough.
I was sitting out the door standing guard the whole time.
Could
Is Randy who
Silver
whiskey
Lake? Can I try to give a gander into some insight on the Silver Lake line in particular?
Unfortunately, I'm not going to allow you to roll this time because there
Okay.
would be no way you could succeed.
That's fine.
But so first off, we learned tonight that the Bone Naga was singing.
Mhm.
I feel like that's maybe important.
A nat 20. Demos, you're fairly certain this. After having transcribed and having heard what it was singing, this is a piece of what it was singing.
Oh, of what the Naga was saying?
Mhm.
Oh, that's actually pretty sick. Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
Hell yeah, brother.
What about the orrery? Does Professor Calden have any thoughts on what that? Once we find the prophecy, I'll pull it out and be like, the creature that this was etched into was guarding this.
So, assuming you told him everything you learned in Identify,
Mhm.
and of course he detect magics it himself just to kind of get a bead on it. He says, "I have not heard." Where's my old man voice? I have not heard anything about this particular item, but I would be glad to do some research. And of course, he points to the runes and he points to the stuff inscribed on the ore. He says, "This looks even older than what we just finished transcribing, which up until today I didn't think possible. This is a magnificent discovery." He does as academics might do. He blabbles on for a second about how you could get your doctorate or whatever the equivalent would be in Eberron, et cetera, et cetera. He's a little bit shell shocked that you've presented with him something groundbreaking in the field of academics. And he says, "I'll be glad to look at it. It is obviously," he says, I want to know more about this crown. An item made particularly just to find something is extremely unusual in history. Whatever it is this thing is meant to find must be... How would he put it? Astronomically potent.
Ooh.
Somebody
Well,
would say astronomically portent. Carry on.
Session title.
Astronomically impotent. Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't need to talk about me that way.
So
Astronomically
did we,
incontinent band name?
Astral Elf Incontinent. That's
Astronomically incontinent.
did we condemn the universe by breaking the barrier with that last line?
From the breaking barriers prepares the universe's urn. That's a fair point.
Huh.
It's I'm rather excited to see where this leads.
We definitely can't allow this thing to get into the wrong hands. Orrery.
and I'm a little worried about that with Sly. I understand that he seems to be is very much an ally, but the fact that he has such deep ties to other organizations.
Is he though?
Yeah, no.
Is he? We don't know.
Gentlemen,
Dude gave
are
us
we
a
even
mansion
sure
and a
that we're
fucking.
the right hand?
What was that, Ben?
I was saying, are we even sure that we're the right hands for this thing?
That's a very good point as well.
I mean,
We're the ones who got it.
Lex Luthor he could have given anybody a mansion and a flying ship and whatever else he wanted. Doesn't mean he's a good dude.
Yeah.
I
But
will
he's
say
good to me.
I was about to say.
the biggest thing Calvin takes away from examining this object is that it is both powerful enough, old enough, and important enough that it merits months to years of study. He's not going. He gives it back to you. He does not explicitly ask for it. But that way, that's his biggest takeaway. He says, whatever this thing does, or whatever it's for, scholars or mages could spend years unraveling its mysteries. He says, I would present it to the proper people.
Proper people.
Yeah,
Yeah, ask him if he knows any experts in the area. I guess so.
he is the expert in the area.
Well,
In this particular area.
So
he-
it locates the crown. You mentioned something about that earlier. Do we have any idea what the crown is?
No, not you or him have ever heard of the gravity crown. And you gather he's probably where he's going to go first after you leave. He wants to know what the fuck that is. I mean, he would even tell you. I'm going to go figure out what that is. He's very perplexed at the term he's never heard before. Not one he's come across in cataloging the prophecies.
Deimos will.
Should we wait to find out what he finds out before giving it to Sly?
My
That's what I'm
personal
saying.
inclination is to leave it with Professor Colden. Feel like Moorgrave has the resources to keep it safe. Feel like it has the resources to uncover a little bit more about it. We will have to lie to Sly, and given his particular attraction to the zone of truth, that may be more difficult said than said.
Now, to be clear, if Sly uses Zone of Truth on us again, we're now under his employ to an extent, right? So if he feels like he has to go to those measures, I view him as less trustworthy than I did before. Like, at this point, I think
Wouldn't that just mean we're less trustworthy to him?
But we're supposed
Also
to be.
fair.
We're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Maybe
His
show him the
employees.
bones, throw him off the scent, like, hey, we found these cool bones on this snake thing we killed.
I was about to say,
Check it out.
We were specifically sent to take down the barrier, which we accomplished. He asked us to bring back anything of importance. We found the bones, and now that we've translated this particular part of the prophecy, I don't imagine we have a need for them. Is that correct, Mr. Green?
Apart from the weapons or items you guys may make.
Yeah, I do have a quick question about this, by the way. You said some of the runes are like specifically made mention of things like barrier, protection, something like that. I would be curious if you could forge a weapon of part of the bone that has that rune on it and have it have a special property. Like imbue it with magic again and have it do something cool. That's where my brain goes.
Probably.
Deimos,
Hero shield.
I'm going to get y'all a list of parts, and y'all can kind of decide what kind of items you want to make out of the parts.
Deimos will make a copy of the cipher that Professor Colden developed, by the way, just to have that if we find any future writings from around the same time. According to my notes from that session, I have take down the barrier as our primary objective, a bonus to take items found back to Sly. It was not required.
And also, there was no mention that he would keep them, right? So, like, my thought is we tell him, hey, we killed this really cool snake. It had this stuff etched on it. You could take a look. But we would like to keep this material. Maybe that's, like, good graces, solid conversation. He's just cool with it.
Keep that necklace hidden at first, just in case, but...
I'll tuck it in my knot shirt.
His necklace is made of the scarver teeth.
Oh,
I mean,
that's right.
it's-
Scarper teeth and not.
It was a barrier keeping something protected. So for us to just say, hey, we killed the Guardian, got the barrier, and didn't say anything else.
Why does Deimos get the sneaking suspicion that the barrier wasn't to protect, but to prevent it from getting out? I know that's kind of cliche and stuff, but the thought does cross my mind.
That's
The
not
snake
cliche at
from
all.
getting out?
But it was too late.
And actually, this is a good question, Devin. From where we saw the dome, and from where we saw the orrery, did the orrery seem to be the center of the radius?
No.
No?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
The best that you could gather, the barrier was definitely tied almost entirely to the bone naga and the
No,
enchantment.
I get that the naga was the one
but
putting it up,
no.
but the dome didn't travel with the naga. I was thinking that maybe it was centered on the orrery because that was the item to protect.
No, you are correct in the idea that that was the item that it was trying to prevent people from getting. Someone was trying to prevent something from getting. You didn't roll well enough to look at the stained glass to tell exactly who or why.
Oh.
Needed the religion check.
I'll mention to Professor Calden, there was, what was this, the moon of, not Thora?
Therandur.
The moon of Therandur could have other such points of interest. I understand that perhaps the Crimson Codex could take a closer look.
He definitely thanks you for the tip and, kind of scribbles that down in anticipation of alerting his organization that they need to go not only look at that planet in general, but to go check out that desert. I'm going to put that on your calendar, actually.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, it takes a month to get there, a month to get back.
Are there any outposts of the whatchamacallits?
The whatchamacallits? Oh, the Mercane.
Yeah, Mercane.
No, but come on.
Gotta go pick up our ride. We need an Uber there.
Can we?
We've got 5 out of 6 here. Does anyone feel opposed to leaving the orrery with Professor Calden and keeping it a secret, more or less, from Sly?
I'm all about that.
I would prefer it.
I'm all about it. I just don't know if we have a believable story.
Let's be truthful and say that there were others that were approaching. We were injured in the fight, did not want to linger long, and so we snatched what we could and left. Here's some of what we found. Not some of, yeah.
Here's what we found. Yeah.
Well, take a look at what we found.
We found this.
We found this. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I feel like that would be open-ended enough to where it we're withholding information. We're not lying.
But I also don't think he's going to use Zone of Truth. I mean,
he might. I mean,
he might now that Devin's here to talk about it.
I mean, I'm going to be open with you guys. He is going to be like, if you just show him the bones, he's probably going to, regardless of what you show him, he's going to, this is what he does for a living. He's going to make you lie. He's going to ask stuff like, this is all you found. You didn't find anything of note. Did you find a particularly powerful item? Did you find what you think is causing the disturbances in the barrier?
We're still on the 28th of Larvon, or excuse me.
I don't plan Brachus. Yes, I don't plan questions ahead of time, but he will quiz you guys thoroughly, I should say.
Well, do y'all want to send me in because I technically didn't touch or participate or do anything?
There was some snakes and a bad time, bro.
Hey, that's actually fair. You can't lie if you don't know anything.
Yeah, no, I was not part of any of that. I was busy